यो सो रमाइलोको लागि मात्र हो?
यो सोको कथा तथा पात्रहरू सबै काल्पनिक हुन्, कसैको वास्तविक जीवनसँग मेल खाएमा संयोग मात्र हुनेछ।
अब पढ्नुस्।
अलराइट सो गाइज हामीसँग अर्को पनि एकजना स्पोन्सर हुनुहुन्छ क्यानाडा जानु तपाईँहरू चाहनुहुन्छ क्यानाडाको लागि प्रोसेसिङ गर्नुहुन्छ भने क्यान कन्सल्टिङ सर्भिसेस छ नेपालमा पनि छ उहाँको अफिस त्यहाँ जानु होला वेबसाइटमा बाँकी डिटेल्स हाम्रो डिस्क्रिप्सनमा चेक गर्नु होला
सेपिङ योर करियर नेपाल टु क्यानाडा एन्ड बियोन्ड
सो त्यो हिसाबमा क्यानाडा मात्र होइन बियोन्डतिर पनि छ सो त्यो हिसाबमा तपाईँले गएर डिस्क्रिप्सनमा तपाईँले लिङ्क हेर्नुभयो भने उहाँको सबै सर्भिसेसहरू डिटेलमा हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ सो अरू के छ उहाँहरूको चाहिँ प्लस उहाँले दिने विभिन्न सर्भिसेसहरूमा जस्तै उहाँको कन्सल्टिङ सर्भिसेस छ प्रिपरेसन क्लासेसहरू छ करियर गाइडहरूको कन्सल्टिङ तपाईँको गाइडेन्स
स्टडीको लागि मेन भनेको त्यो छ होइन के छ तपाईँ हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ र तपाईँहरूले गएर अब त्यहाँ गएर क्यान कन्सल्टिङमा गएर त्यहाँको प्रोमो कोड के छ प्रोमो कोड
CANCP 025
CANCP 025 युज गर्नुभयो भने 50 देखि 100% आइएल्स र पिटी क्लासको लागि तपाईँले सर्भिस पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ त्यही भएर यो कोड लिएर जानुहोस् कोही पढ्दै हुनुहुन्छ नयाँ पढ्न जाँदै हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँलाई के जान्छ क्लास जानु छ भने क्यान कन्सल्टिङमा गएर यो कोड भनेर डिस्काउन्ट पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ
क्यान कन्सल्टिङ सर्भिसेस सेपिङ योर करियर Nepal to Canada and beyond. All right. Welcome to another episode of Chill Pill. Guys, के छ आजको एपिसोड सो आज सधैँ म छु सो आजको एपिसोड चाहिँ यहाँबाट चाहिँ वी विल बी टकिङ इन इङ्ग्लिस किन भन्दा आज हामीसँग त्यस्तो गेस्ट हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँले थाहा भइहाल्नुभयो सो गेस्टको चाहिँ म एउटा सानो इन्ट्रोडक्सन दिन्छु सो टुडे वी हेभ मिस्टर ज्यान टर्नर ही वाज born in Bermuda 1957 raised in England and attended Wyndham College and then he started studying in art and design at Great Yarmouth College. And the main thing, he earned first class honors degree in fine arts painting from St. Martin's and completed an MA in fine art painting. We have a very educated guest here and at Royal College of Arts. So a lot of colleges, a lot of education, a lot of experiences. And his first visit to Nepal was in 1981 during a journey across Asia. And as usual, he instantly fell in love with Nepal. And then he always was trying to find a way to again come back to Nepal again and again. So then in 1984, a concept of Everest Marathon was born. So, and then as he also said, rest is history. So this interesting story and then and this interesting personality. So, and then you all know that there is never a clap with one hand. So you always need another hand to clap. So we have both the hands who made the clap. So welcome Jan Turner to our show.
It's a pleasure to be here,
and
as
then,
always.
Yes, and then he's a very funny guy, as you know. He's a British guy. So we have Ramesh Dai with us. Ramesh Dai is like the youngest among us, I guess. So maybe a little bit of Ramesh Dai from your side?
Oh, well, I came here, like you said, I came here in 1981 by accident. It was an accident coming here. But as soon as I came here, I thought, no, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And so I started, with the races, but it wasn't until, I think, 93 we met.
Yes.
Yeah? After I'd organised the Kathmandu Marathon, at the prize giving, Ramesh turns up and he says, "Oh, hello, my name's Ramesh Bhattachan." I went, "Hi, namaste." He said, "You're doing this race in Pokhara." I said, "The triathlon, Annapurna triathlon." He said, "Yes." He said, "I'm going to help you." And I went, "Okay, no problem." So I think nothing more about this.
Exactly.
Yeah? 1 year later, I'm in Pokhara for the triathlon.
This was which year?
This was
1993.
93. And Ramesh comes. "Oh, Ramesh." And so my little race with a swim and a walk and a bike ride and a run had a start and it had a finish. Then Ramesh comes on board. It now has transition area. It has drink stations. It has sandwiches for the people doing the timing up that mountain. It has the police. It has helicopters. It has everything.
The fixer.
It's unbelievable. And he said he was action 100, but he's actually then was action 500.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so this little race turns into this massive race because of Badmas here.
Badmas.
That's our code name. He's Junior Badmas, I'm Senior Badmas.
Oh. Junior Badmas is another one. Guysहरू तिमीलाई थाहा होला. So हाम्रो ज्यान टर्नर चाहिँ ज्याक ब्रोको ड्याडी हो क्या. अब तिमीलाई थाहा छ कि छैन. ज्याकको पनि बाउ भनेपछि तिमीलाई सोच्नु अब कस्तो होला हैन.
Junior Badmas.
Junior Badmas. So Jack is Junior Badmas. The main Badmas was this guy.
And
so
you're
like,
just Badmas.
Yeah, I was always Badmas. You know? Like we always been Badmas, you know. And it's good to be Badmas. So like, so he came to you, and then so your friendship started from
93.
From 93, yeah. And then all of a sudden, instead of this little race, we have this big race that millions of people are watching. At one point, 400 million people.
1.25 billion in 150 countries through Transworld Sports International.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just because he came on board and gave me a helicopter. And so we could film with the helicopter.
Exactly. That made the thing, no?
Because Nepal's so beautiful. Yeah. You can take your camera and just do that with your camera. Just click anywhere and you have a fantastic photo.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have a helicopter, right, you have everything.
Everything, you know? All the angles possible, everything.
Every television channel in the world wanted the footage.
Exactly. They'll buy the footage, you know. And then,
yeah. And that's what they did. And
so helicopter footage was somebody like filming or maybe mounted?
No, we had two cameramen coming from UK.
Okay.
So we arranged their hotel, expenses, fooding, everything, local transportation. So they did the filming, and then they arranged through Transworld Sports.
Yeah.
So all this was like what, 93?
93, 4, 5 until 6.
Yeah.
For 4 years, when I was the president of Nepal Triathlon Association, it was our responsibility with the help of Jan.
Okay.
We had the Asian champion, European champion, the US champion, okay, and then and also Japanese champion to take part in our race. So that was the biggest international challenging triathlon race in the world. Normally in the Olympic event, there is like 800 meter swimming, 500 meter swimming, and there is 45 kilometer cycling.
Okay.
Then there is 10 kilometers running. But ours was 2 kilometers swimming across the Phewal Lake, touch the Barai Mandir, come back in Basundhara Park, change up, then cycle through Sarangkot. Those days, last 1 kilometer, there wasn't any road. So the bikers, they had to carry, trawl the trail, you know.
Oh.
Then only on top of the Sarangkot side, there was a rough road going all the way to Naudara. So you have to come downhill. And even the pilot was saying, Mr. Captain Dawa Sherpa, he had a very hard time following the riders from Naudara in the bend, you know. They were going very, very fast.
Oh.
So anyway, then the challenging part was again running from Basundhara Park straight uphill to Sarangkot. That was the most challenging part.
Oh my God.
And then again come down. So it was a very challenging triathlon event in the world.
And running down was hard.
Running down also very hard.
Very difficult.
Is it like running down the whole is on the knee, right?
Yeah.
Knees paint.
Yeah. And the runners were going not on paths. They're just vroom, weren't they?
Downhill.
Downhill.
Like runners downhill, like
Yeah.
road, no road?
No, only
road.
trail. Only
No,
trail, you know.
just on the trail.
Only trail.
Down
Maybe
steps.
jumping around, jumping also, right?
Jumping from rock to rock like goats. Yeah. Crazy. Just crazy, weren't they? And what Jack Maitland's record? What was his record?
I think he did in 3 hours, around 21 minutes.
Altogether.
He had the record.
But the Sarangkot run, he was up in 21 minutes.
21 minutes, yeah.
21 minutes from Pokhara to Sarangkot and down in something like 14 minutes.
Yeah, 14 minutes.
Jack Maitland.
Maitland, the Scottish
okay.
UK field running champion.
Okay, my God.
Yeah.
And he also was the coach of the UK Great Britain triathlon team, 2012 Olympics triathlon team coach.
And he still has our T-shirt. he still wears our T-shirt. Even last year, he sent me a photograph of him wearing our T-shirt.
And regarding Jack Maitland, we're in our official hotel where we used to run a hotel called Tragopan Hotel, Rashtra Bank Chowk. We're discussing where, how are the runners. And I said, Jack, where is Jack? Jack's supposed to turn up. Then suddenly, after 8 hours, cycling from Kathmandu, he turns up in Pokhara.
Yeah.
8 hours.
Those people, yeah, I've seen those kind of people on the road. I have seen those people. Yeah, I've seen those people, man.
Crazy.
While going to Bandipur, I'm driving and those people are like cycling. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like,
Crazy.
And then I see the same people coming up to Bandipur, this thing. So I'm like, oh my God, from Kathmandu to, it's like 150 kilometers,
Some people aren't normal.
Exactly, to be doing like swimming, running, and then cycling, and then again surviving that. So
Our events are not for normal people.
I would
They're
die
for
at
crazy
swimming.
people. Yeah.
I would die in swimming, that Barai and this thing. Maybe somewhere in between. You have to recover my body. Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
No way, like some people are built different.
Some people
Like
are.
Ramesh Dai.
Like
No,
his.
I'm a simple man with action plan.
Yeah. He definitely has an action plan, that's for sure. Yeah.
Like
I've never met anyone like him. So even this, we just did this race just now, the Annapurna 100, and he's doing everything. He's got the runners, he's got the police, he's got the ambulance, the checkpoints, the drink stations. Everybody knows what's going on, and you don't see him do anything. But somehow he's running around.
because he wakes up at around like what 12 in the
Yeah, but even on race day, they're finishing at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I've gone to bed. He stays up, does that. I get up in the morning. He's doing the prize giving.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone to bed yet. Does the prize giving, finishes prize giving, and you get into a helicopter and go to Muktanath. Yeah? It's just
like the same thing. Like,
same
yeah,
time,
it's-
no
On
sleep,
the-
just
On the 10th,
yeah,
10th of November, after the
Yes.
day after the prize distribution.
yeah.
Okay, that's a different story. Then let's connect to the 100K.
Okay.
So after 1995, when we had this premiere, our triathlon, then we decided to do 100K from Pokhara to Punil Ghorepani. So his friend, old friend, called Tony Hunt.
Tony Hunt, yes.
So he used to help him in Everest marathon, like that. And then we had a 2 meter. So we went in the evening, measuring all the way Sarangkot to Pune Hill, 2 days, and came back. So that was in end of March.
Okay.
So we decided to have in October.
So how do you measure the length? You
There is a small 2 meter, small wheel.
okay?
So
Wheel
we-
that rotates
roll the
and then
wheel.
comes.
Yes.
Yeah,
On the side is the meter.
So the circumference of the thing
Yes.
gets calculated, and then how many?
And that to do that is harder than running the race.
Exactly.
Crazy, isn't it?
We have to make sure it is contacted with the ground.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time like this.
So that's why it took us 2 days
yeah.
to finish
Do
it.
like people with that, like while going, and then like, oh my God, you got to do it again now.
Yeah.
So maybe there are like checkpoints that you can always come back and do it again. Yeah, of course, there must be,
Yeah.
So then in end of October, there was our Pioneer 100K.
Okay.
So people were asking us, 100K, normally a tourist trekker takes 4 days to reach Pune Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 1 day. I said, they couldn't believe. Even the recent, on the 8th of November, when I was doing marking on the way, route marking, they were saying, Nepali, दाइ अङ्कल कति दिन हो कति दिनमा पुग्छ बाइकमा हो कि मोटरमा हो होइन भाइ यो दौडिने हो दौडिने कहाँबाट पोखराबाट कहाँसम्म पुन हिल गरे पनि असम्भव कतिले पताएको
Pagal
थिएन
भन्यो नि कतिले यार.
So they couldn't believe. They say it's incredible, no, not possible. तर 16 घण्टामा possible भयो. In 2000, the record was 11 hours, 21 minutes.
पोखरादेखि पुनिल.
Pune Hill and back.
Damn, त्यो त
Crazy.
अति- that's crazy, man.
Crazy. Just how can anyone do that?
So, he also coordinated world famous cricketer. नेपालीमा क्रिकेटको पेले. फुटबलमा अब पेले त पेले थियो ब्राजिलको. क्रिकेटमा चाहिँ अलराउन्डर इएन बोथम पछि सर भयो अहिले लोडको एउटा उपाधि पाउनु भएछ
हजुर
ज्यान भाइले हि कोअर्डिनेटेड इएन बोथम बिबिसीको एउटा सानो रिपोर्टर डेली टेलिग्राफ 1 million copies per day न्युज साइज को जेरी कक्स चिफ स्पोर्ट्स एडिटर पनि आउनु भएको थियो हि केम अकम्पनी द टिम सो द्याट मेड आवर प्रोफाइल गो अप एन्ड देन हि ह्याड अ भेरी गुड relation with Nike Europe, based in UK. So त्यतिखेर पनि they help us with 3,000 pound, 20 pairs of running shoes, socks, t-shirts.
Good Nike were a good company.
Yeah.
They helped us a lot. Yeah.
So that time we had 20 Nepali runners, including Baikunda Manandar as motivator, not as a runner but motivator, and he was advisor in our race also.
Okay.
So the race started. Then out of 20. 10 couldn't complete, but 10 completed.
Yeah.
And Basanta Ghimere of Nepal Police, he came first with a timing of 11 hours 57 minutes.
It's crazy.
So
he's been chasing a lot of things.
So the DIG,
he's like,
so the
he went
DIG
into that mode in 11 hours.
of the Western Regional Police Commander, he was very happy. He said, "Oh, Ramesh, you take care of him, do whatever you want."
Yeah, I don't want him now.
Yeah, so he also was promoted to Haldar promotion to sergeant.
Okay.
So I trained him for nearly 2 years.
Sergeant भनेको के भयो त?
Haldar.
ए हल्दार ओके.
So don't break the law in Naudanda because he's going to catch you.
Yeah.
You can run,
But
he's going to catch you.
Yeah.
Haldar
You can
ऊ
hide.
पहिला
but you
सिपाही
cannot
थियो.
run.
He was a सिपाही. So DIG promoted him to Haldar. So good promotion
कस्तो
for
भयो
him.
होला दादा यार?
So becoming first, in the first is 100K. Also first in South Asia. The
पुरा
first
म अहिले साइ पाउनु 9 घण्टा 11 hours.
57 मिनटमा आयो.
The same route that हामीले
अहिलेको
used, the
same route. अहिलेको same route हो.
मैले म
अहिलेको सेम रुट.
त्यो उल्लेरी सुल्लेरी उकालो सुकालो सबै
त्यो बेला अझ झन् अहिले त तपाईँको बिरेठाँटीको पछाडिबाट रफ रोड घोरेपानीसम्म पुगेछ. तर त्यो बेला बाटो त थिएन अनि गोरेटो बाटो जुन ट्रेकिङ हिँड्ने बाटोमा ऊ दौडेको. सबभन्दा चुनौती च्यालेन्जिङ वाज उल्लेरी नियरली 2 किलोमिटर्स 90 डिग्री तर जिगज्याग. द्याट वाज अ किलर
है.
अनि in 2000 I had 2 participants from South Korea, one lady, one old age man, middle aged man. Because they came late, I did a separate race briefing for them. I said all the route plan, the checkpoints, the water points, medical here and there.
त्यो पोइन्ट्सहरु पहिले like it has to be
पहिले मिलाएको हुन्छ. अनि त्यतिखेर I told them the most challenging is this Ulleri, right? To Banthadi is nearly 2 kilometers. Even Nepalese, they cannot run, but they walk very fast. So you take your time.
And it's challenging up and down.
Down also.
Yeah.
Then after explaining everything, they asked, I said, you have any questions? I will answer. The man, he didn't have any questions, but the lady said, Ulleri taxi? Ulleri taxi? अनि मैले भने I said, sorry, no taxi, no road, no bus. But don't worry, my volunteer is there. If you have a problem, they will bring you back to Birethanti. So एउटा अनुभव चुनौती. That lady asked taxi in Ulleri. After I explained the steepness, the altitude, the elevation. But anyway, they only completed below Ulleri hill, and then they came back with our volunteers.
So 10 of them completed and 10 became back at the
That was in the first edition. So we had around 75 in the second edition.
Okay.
What happened was from 96, everybody knows there was the insurgency problem.
Oh, it really
Yeah, so we couldn't. But we tried to organize the second part, but I had to go in for Reiki, Birethanti, Opstel.
Okay.
The Manissh were carrying the rifles,
Oh my God.
going here and there.
Hey?
Plus, we couldn't take any risk.
So maybe that is when you brought Jack.
Yes,
to Nepal.
that is when I brought Jack.
So maybe that's what's at the starting of this thing, you know. And
Yeah, I brought all 3 of my children, Jack, and so he must have been maybe 12, something like that. And his older brother.
already badmaas.
Yeah. Already a bad
Already a
yeah.
badmaas. 12.
He was a bad mass when he was this big.
Yeah.
And so he knew Ramesh. All my children knew Ramesh from when they were this big.
Yeah.
Because he was coming to England, and so they would meet the runners, and but to go to Pokhara, I said, when you get to Pokhara, you're not going to believe how fantastic it is.
Oh, you're training your kids, yeah?
And they all said, yeah. Can we go to Bahamas? Can we go to Bermuda? Can we? I said, we'll go to Pokhara. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And when they came to Pokhara, they were just like me. Wow.
Exactly.
And Jack was playing his guitar. Tabby was, how old was Tabby? Tabby was 7, wasn't she?
Around 7.
At 7, Tabby walked from Biratanti to Pokhara in one day.
You made them.
You
made them.
And what happened was,
because
sorry.
the insurgency, there was no transport.
Exactly.
What happened, not insurgency, there was Nepal Banda.
Nepal
Oh,
Banda.
yeah,
Nepal
that's right.
Banda.
That's right.
So they walked nearly 40 kilometers up down from Biratanti to Pokhara through Sarankot.
Yeah.
So 96, the thing started, right? So
95.
95, the insurgency started. So
96.
96. So 1 year into your program, the insurgency hits, and then
And what happened was, in 2000, they had a ceasefire declared officially for 6 months.
Oh.
So we took the opportunity.
Yeah.
We ran the second edition. That's where we had 75 participation.
Okay.
Around 35 were foreigners, including one person from France who was 69 years old.
Yeah.
Another alien.
Yeah. Crazy. But even when we did the triathlon, there was the riots with the triathlon, and we just did it in the riots. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was the first. Was it the first one? No, the second one.
93, 94, I think.
94.
Yeah.
So there was riots, and we just carried on. Yeah.
Then
Because we're crazy.
then
Exactly.
the ceasefire wasn't successful.
Oh.
So 2001 until 2006, it continued. October 2006, they signed the Comprehensive Peace Treaty.
2001 मा त उनी भयो नि लाइक रातभर हत्याकाण्डै भयो नि
2.
द प्यालेस म्यासेकर
2002.
Yeah.
2002, June 2nd.
या
Then 2006, October, they signed the Comprehensive Peace Treaty. 7, 8, it took us planning. Then from 9, it has been continued until 2020, where we stopped because of COVID.
है So since you guys were like starting in this place and then unexplored place, like the Himalayas, the mountain trekking was there, but like doing a sport event there, it's like never been there.
No one
Nobody.
had heard of it. When we did the Everest race.
In that altitude,
Yeah, they didn't even have a word for marathon. So when we went to up to Namche and said we're going to organise a marathon, they went, marathon?
What
They
is
didn't- Didn't know what it was.
Exactly.
And when we explained it to them, they
You
just thought that we were crazy. I bet so did everyone.
Of course, it's like it's crazy as in 2025. It must have been really crazy.
It was crazy. Do you know?
Still crazy idea in 2025.
We had 80 people who said, we are interested in your race, okay? And then the Daily Telegraph wrote an article in the Daily Telegraph saying, stop these people, they're going to kill somebody, right?
Oh,
this
of
is
course.
dangerous.
Of course.
People are going to die. And as soon as people read that, they sent their money.
Nice.
As soon as they knew they were going to die, they wanted to do it, right? Before that, they were quite interested.
But when
But
there's
we're going to die?
Right?
Yes, here's my money.
Take my money, man.
Yeah,
Kill me.
come on.
Like, I want to die in
Me
the mountain.
first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look,
And now it's nothing.
it's warriors.
We had one injury on the Everest marathon. Someone broke their ankle on a dance floor
Oh my
in
God.
Kathmandu, right? That's the only injury that we had. No other injuries. Yeah? A little bit of altitude sickness, but no problems. It was not. It was.
You had an ankle break
Yeah. Yeah.
while dancing
Yeah.
in
And
Kathmandu.
And the thing is that people thought that we were just doing it, but we'd spent a lot of time
Planning,
thinking about
exactly.
it's a downhill course. So when you get to the start, everyone's half acclimatized. Nepalese, no problem, but the Westerners,
Exactly.
half acclimatized.
With those Australian racers,
Yeah.
those
And so it was just, you're going downhill, there won't be an altitude problem. Altitude problems when you go uphill, not when you go downhill. And we had world experts saying, no, these people are going to kill people,
yeah.
And then afterwards they were, Nothing.
So like while doing this, what is the highest altitude that you guys will reach? Like, like maybe you sometimes do, Pune will be the highest altitude, right?
No, but now we're going to do a big change for this race.
Okay.
This race.
Jen, sorry, can I jump in?
Yeah, come on.
You have always been
Yeah,
jumping, man.
2010.
That's what he's here for, to jump in.
In 2010, again, we had this crazy idea to run from Gorakshep to Lukla, 60 kilometers. So that is, Gorakshep is around 4,900.
Two?
So above sea level. But also we took the first runners up to the Kalapathar, which is higher than base camp.
Okay.
So, but we started from Gorakshep. That's the highest point where he started.
18.2, isn't it?
That is what he started his Everest Marathon 1985.
Okay.
So Gorakshep, the last village or last hotel lodges just before the base camp. So that's the highest altitude we have started. We organized for 4 years.
Yeah.
And very interesting, we took 12 Nepalese, all cost borne by us from our own pocket money, no sponsor. So we went to Lukla, walked to Namche Bazaar, then around 6-7 days we reached Gorakshep.
Okay.
So me and my uncle, he's ex-British Army, so he was like my quartermaster.
So your uncle was with you?
Uncle Miss, he was with me.
Same age or?
1 year junior to me, but by relation is senior, Kaka.
Okay, Kaka.
So I said, and after I did all my race briefing to the Nepalese runners, suddenly I heard talk, talk, talk. Look at this. I said, come in. A young boy, around 5 feet, bushy hair, quite sturdy. Sir, sir, sir. He was saying in Nepali, sir, म पनि म्याराथन कुद्छु भन्नु. I look at him. तिमी म्याराथन कुदेछौ बाबु? कुदेछौ हजुर भन्नु. के म्याराथन? एभरेस्ट म्याराथन. कुन पोजिसन? थर्ड. डन. So I gave him his t-shirt. One t-shirt, his best jersey number, and I said, hey, tomorrow. And I said, where do you come from? I just dropped my load in base camp. I heard there is marathon, so I came running. So I asked him, what race? Everest. What position? Third. Done. So gave his chest number and his t-shirt. I explained everything. Tomorrow 6 o'clock. Okay. Next day he come first. 5 hours, 20 minutes. Yeah. And the rest, they were selected from the Annapurna 100.
Okay.
Right? Army runners, civil runners. This guy is a porter. No training. Only run Everest Marathon. Yeah. Comes first. Yeah. Very surprising. Rai, Sudeep Rai.
Oh, this time, no?
So he ran nearly 3 years, but he had Everest record also. He won, I think, couple of times Everest record and the Diana Penny marathon also. Yeah. So I took him to Pokhara and then put him under 3 years under my training.
Like how is that their battery is like too like recharged or like how is that they can do this? This.
Okay, it's a very good question.
It's the same muscle, it's the same food.
After Lukla,
kind of.
I have done my bit of research.
Same DNA, man.
After Lukla, above to Everest, the last village, there is 3 Rai villages: Gudel, Bung, and Cheskam.
Okay.
All these Rai, without this village support, like cook, dishwasher, manager, porter, cutting firewood, building, construction, right? Expedition, because Sherpas, they are well known over the world. They are expedition leader, sardars, and then high altitude climbers, supervisors, but they don't do like the porters. They don't man the hotel. Only the hotel owner, they come in season, collect money. Off season, they come to Kathmandu. Yeah. So these people, they are especially porters. Okay. And during off season, the private, like the twin otters, they carry all the dry foods.
Okay, yeah.
Dry foods to Lukla. So who are the porters? These rice from these same villages. So they go,
stay there,
they are paid that time 30, 40, 50 rupees per kilo, depending on the distance.
Okay.
For the distance, the more money they get. So I have found out 80, 90 kilos they carry. And Namche is very up.
Straight,
very up. And then you go straight to the bakery, you go to Lausasa, you go down. Tembokche is very, very up. So they are very steady, very strong, depending on Dalbat. So, depending on their location, they drop their goods. They come running like headless chicken.
Yeah.
Headless chicken?
Yes. Downhill, they are very, very fast. Because they have to go to Lukla to get the loads are there.
Exactly.
To get more to carry out.
Cargo is there.
There's only limited cargo you can carry, yeah?
Yeah.
No, limited porters.
Porters?
Yeah.
3 villages.
Okay.
So that is why they come running. Like let's say they come from like Namche or further in one day. They come downhill. They are Lukla ready for the next assignment. So that is why these Rai people, Rai boys, let's say, they are very strong. Thighs are very big.
So that's
they
their
eat dal
training.
bhat. And also I found out that in Namche they have their own village, like Ghar or a shelter house. They drink bit of kodatizer,
yeah,
to give them
kodo.
some battery, energy.
Okay.
And like we have proper Tuborg, Iceberg, Carlsberg, they have Riceberg.
Rice
Riceberg.
ball.
Chang.
That's good one. Chang, yeah.
They drink Chang to give them good charge of battery.
It's like Chang gives you good
Yeah,
charge,
good battery.
Yeah.
Good battery.
Good carbohydrate.
Good carbohydrate. Energy also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only the intoxication, but
No,
the
they
energy
don't-
also.
Anesthetic. It's anesthetic. And carbohydrate.
Yeah. It's all in one.
On the first time that when Tony Hunt and I first went to Everest to work out how to do this race, on day one, we got out, we put our backpacks on, we're walking up the path, and there was 4 porters, right? And those 4 porters had a pipe, a steel pipe, that was only about a meter long and maybe a meter wide. And so it was a section for a hydroelectric that they were building near Namche. It must have weighed 500 pounds. It must, easy. 4 of them carrying it, and they're smoking beedies, yeah? Smoking beedies, and we're looking and going, where's you going with this? Is, we're taking this to Namche. And I went, how the are you going to take that to Namche? It's so heavy. And we gave them our backpacks to feel our backpacks, as we thought our backpacks
heavy.
We thought 100 pounds, maybe 100 pounds, maybe 80 kilos, right? And we gave them, and they lifted. They went, no, maybe 10 kilos.
For them.
Yeah.
For them, it felt like 10 kilos.
It's nothing to them, and they picked this up, and at the time, a lake had burst its banks and taken out all the trekking paths and all the bridges.
No, not Turungla. Everest area.
Yeah, in the Everest
okay.
area. This is in 85, and it had taken out all the paths, all the bridges, and these guys were carrying this over these makeshift bridges and sand.
Those were the pipelines, yeah.
Yeah, just like...
For water flow, okay.
And then we knew, when we saw these people, that the Nepalis could be top runners, because people can't do this stuff, So to see them, we knew there's athletes here. There's people who could do these races easy. And even this Saturday, you see that these Nepalis, when they finish, they walk off to their hotel.
Like
Whereas
nothing happened.
I would need to be carried to hospital, right?
Yeah.
And they're going, oh, thank you very much.
Smile in the face.
Smile.
As if from a supermarket.
Yeah. Like they've been on a shopping trip,
Exactly, as if nothing happened, man.
And no Westerners finished. No Westerners finished.
The Australian guys, they came back.
No, but
I saw a video he was posting.
They were fantastic,
yeah.
but they're young boys, aren't they?
22.
Yeah, it's very, very young for a race like that.
Yeah.
But next year they're coming back for the new. We'll tell you about our
They
new
should stay
race.
here like for 3 months, I guess, and then.
Yeah, they're now looking at the new course for the new race.
Okay.
And this next race is going to be the greatest race on planet Earth. It's going to, seriously, I've said it before, I've always been right, haven't I?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the publicity that we will get from this race. We're now going to start at Annapurna Base Camp, and we're going to run from Annapurna Base Camp down and finish in Biratanti. So no jeep tracks, very little.
Very little.
Very little
But you
jeep
making
tracks.
your own, or connecting like Costo? How
No,
is
from the trekking route start from New Breeze,
it? Okay.
below Landruk, right?
Okay.
So we'll take the foreigners in a 5-day trek. So from acclimatize 1 day in Masupusri base camp.
Okay.
They'll do in the afternoon walking through the Annapurna base camp, get feel, rest, take photograph, come back. Next day trek to Annapurna base camp, have lunch, dinner, rest briefing. Next
back,
day,
okay.
they will do the rest starting from Annapurna base camp all the way trailing rate to Jhinu Dada, then down the New Breeze and uphill to Landruk, then rough road to Tolka, then another challenging 1 kilometer up to Pitam Deurali. They will run the trail until Dhampus. From Dhampus, little bit of pitch road, end in Berenthati.
Yeah.
So around 75 kilometers.
Yeah.
And in that altitude.
Yeah.
From 4,000, around 500 approx
Yeah.
down.
And it will be something else. It will be.
Of course, like
Yeah.
so all over the like, and then when can people apply for this? Like,
Well, I'm going to go back and write a new website which details all. You pay for the package, but Ramesh and I are not businessmen. We've never made any money ever.
Exactly, like-
We have no interest in business, right? But you need businessmen. So
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
because they
Yeah.
need to make business to make it work. So what will happen is that the lodges on the trek will make money, which is good. It's down season, so it's good for them.
Yeah.
So money goes into the Nepalese economy, and money goes to the porters, money goes to the villages, and we get the runners.
you get the fun of it, man.
We get the fun, we get the runners,
Yeah.
we get the stories.
Yeah.
You know, we get to meet you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Give you a hard time. We haven't done that yet. Haven't done that yet. It's coming.
I was thinking that, you was like organizing another race, and I was thinking, oh my God, these guys are gonna give people a hard time, man. Call all the. For Nepalese, it's okay, but for other these Australian guys, they were, no doubt they were amazing, but they had a hard time while doing Sarangut because they themselves found out for the first time. And then that's why we posted a video, saying that, okay, I call upon all the international runners who call themselves runners, come in Nepal and run.
But you will next year get some really good
Runners, yes.
Some Europeans, some Australian runners.
And that's where the fun lies, you know.
And these two Australians this time, they will run that race. They'll do really. They're practicing on the course now.
Maybe
now.
they're not going back now.
No, right now, that's where they are, on the course, practicing for next year.
Tomorrow they are running from base camp to Jhiludara, down to base of Gandruk. Then they are coming, having 1 day race. Again, going to Mardi Himal from morning 5 o'clock, uphill, or Mardi Himal probably base camp, and then running downhill.
Okay.
So they're taking another challenge.
Yeah.
So the thing I cannot grasp, my mind cannot grasp, is like, this is like a 4-story building, right? So whenever I need to, I from down, I go up. I'm dying.
Yeah.
In a 4-story building.
Me too.
And come on, man. and these guys, they're like, where? I asked them, like, do they have like an extra, like a layer of muscle or?
Just it's here. It's here.
It's in the mind?
It's in the mind. When we did, I can't remember one of those Everest ultras. We had a man comes and he's a motivational speaker, right? That's what he does. He still does that. But when he got to base camp, he was Sidio. He's finished, And I was the only person who finished, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So the winner took 5 hours. And I took 15 hours, didn't I?
Yeah.
First veteran. Yeah. But it was hard. It was a hard race. I would never ask anybody to do a race that I haven't done.
Okay.
So, I don't just sit on the sofa and think this up, right?
Exactly. You got to do the Reiki
You've
thing.
got to have been and done it and know what it is. And every race that I've ever done, even this Annapurna 100 started with me doing a long walk from Marfa to Pokhara. So I have it in my head, this is possible. And I would never set somebody, and even the Lukla race, I'd already done it. I'd already done the walk. So I knew it's possible to do it, but I'm not fast. But if I know it's now possible, then it's up to you to do it fast. Because I'm not going to do it fast.
Exactly.
I'm too old now. Yeah, even when I was young, I was too old.
Same here. Even in the young years, I was too old.
Yeah.
Same here, man. Even in my teenagers, I was old. I like barbecue, at home.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Yeah.
Rather than going back party and stuff. So
Yeah.
in like peer pressure, I went to all those kind of party when I was young, and then puked all over. But I was like kind of sit back home, barbecue, and like talk shit. That was my good time. So maybe I was also old when I was young.
I think Jack Dye might do it next year. I think he might do it.
Jack Dai.
Yeah.
So like Jack is like, you maybe like when you brought him in, he was young, has an impact, similar that you had, right?
Yeah.
And as an adult, when you have that impact, and then you succumb to that emotion, and you always try to come here, Imagine how many times you couldn't, there was no possibility to come here, but you still came, destroying many things.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because, I don't know, something pulled you up.
It's hard to say that, when I first came to Pokhara, it was a tiny place. You go by lakeside and you just saw the lake and the mountains. And now it's a very busy place with big buildings and big business. But it's still Pokhara.
Yeah.
It's still a happy place.
Exactly.
When you walk down the road, nobody's giving you a bad time.
Exactly.
People are saying namaste. Do you want to look at my stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. No problem.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving you a hard time. And it's so fantastic place that even if you're not coming to do our races, you should go to Pokhara because it's such a fantastic place.
The vibe
And around Pokhara.
Exactly.
Go into the villages. Get a jeep if necessary. Get a jeep. Go to Biratanti. Stay in Biratanti. It's a fantastic place. Be there with the chickens. Yeah.
Exactly. Pokhara is like drive 5 minutes, and then you see like a different world.
Yeah. You're in the countryside.
Exactly.
5
minutes.
Yeah.
So the last time we went to shoot for with like the episode, the Metlang is a
Yeah,
village,
Metlang. Yeah.
So it's like just like about 10 minutes from lakeside.
Yeah.
From the busy hustle bustle. It's just like 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is like in a completely different place.
And it's every budget.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what your budget
Exactly.
is. You can stay in Pokhara and have a great time. And
To summarize that, I always say, I'm being a British Army retired officer. Uncle, why you not go to UK, have a nice life, I always say, see, beta, east or west, Nepal is best.
Nepal is best.
East or west in Nepal, Pokhara is the best. That is why we have a nice rest.
Exactly. Only.
And that's why we set the test.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To find out who's the best.
Best.
Yeah. And never mind the
Yeah,
rest.
that's why no doubt, no doubt. From Kathmandu, go out.
And being born in Kathmandu, I have that emotional thing for Kathmandu because like I always remember the old times Kathmandu.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then try to search that. I went to Bandipur to do my business. Maybe I like the hills, and then Pokhara, maybe the waters and lakes and stuff like that. So the Kathmandu was like like Pokhara, before like 5 minutes.
When I first came to Kathmandu, you could drive either way round a roundabout. Okay. Because there was no cars. There's very few cars and a few motorbikes, but most people walked. And as you walked between Tamil and Durbar Square, there was goats and cows and buffalo on the street, and you could hear people's footsteps. Now you just hear motorbikes. But I still love Kathmandu.
Yeah, the vibe is still there.
It's still the same happy place. The Nepalis are happy people, very positive, optimistic. Because it doesn't matter what happens to you in your life, if you can stay optimistic, then there's a way forward. And if you're pessimistic, then there's no way forward and no way back either.
You're stuck in a pendulum.
You're stuck. You're stuck. So
that's a shit place to be.
Yeah, and I love places in Kathmandu. My favorite place is Swambhunath and Bodhanath and Pashuputinath. And Bhaktapur is beautiful. Yeah, beautiful place.
Pashuputinath inside is also very beautiful, but you guys are not allowed there.
Yeah.
Because you do the stuff. I don't know why, man. Okay. It's like, our culture was like more of a very accepting thing, so maybe some hardliner guy set the rules because God never said that.
No.
Because God doesn't have a stupid rule.
No, he doesn't.
If God makes a rule, that has to be universal. It's made by God.
Yeah.
It's like it should be like a theory of everything kind of thing. So so those are stupid rules.
But I think God made Nepal first.
Yeah.
I think this is where he hangs out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially Tamil.
I think so. I don't think God is in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's here.
He's here now because now,
And he's going, what's that crazy Ramesh doing now?
Now, yeah.
Crazy Action 500?
Charge his battery more, you know, like Ramesh Thai is like 71,
72 running.
72.
Yeah.
In Nepali, there is saying, Umer paspan, man baspan. So although old age, you feel young, you know,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then do
In
something.
England, they say he's 72, going on 21.
Man.
All right? So it means his next birthday, he'll be 21. Yeah.
So life begins at 50.
Hey? He is 72. Yeah, he looks like 50,
Yeah.
but in actually he's 21.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm 21 and I look like 90.
Yeah. Like Ramesh Thai is like, is this biology that people, you know, that runners from here, they're like they're used to all this low oxygen levels and stuff like that. So is it the biology or?
I don't think it is that. You know, it's a funny thing. If you look at Kenyan runners, right, and Jamaican runners, right, because they are the same people. Jamaicans and Kenyans are the same people, but they were taken to Jamaica. But it's the same families, it's the same genes.
Yeah.
It's everything's the
Exactly.
same. But in Jamaica, they run 100 meters.
They're fast at 100
they're
meters.
fast. And in Kenya, they run the marathon. But it's the same people because it's to do with this.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not to do with genetics.
So Kenyan are like a diesel engine, and then
Yeah.
the Jamaicans are like the
Yeah.
petrol engine.
Yeah, but they're the same people. They're the
Exactly.
same family, same genetics, but the system's different. And that's what's wrong with Nepal is we need to set up a system here where the runners can really show what they can do. And they can't do that until we start bringing trainers in.
Exactly.
That's what
The
needs to
science
happen.
behind it.
Yeah, that's what we need here. We need support for that. But the runners I have no doubt that the Nepalese runners can win gold at the Olympics, but they need the support to do it.
ल मुझे यो त खतरा हो नि त यार है
हो यहाँ के छ भने अब
There's a very good chance of winning if there's a gold in Olympics, you know.
Yeah.
Just imagine the impact.
Nepal can win at running. They can win. We took the village policeman to the London Marathon, and the London Marathon had 50,000 people, and he came 89th.
yeah.
And we said to him, you tell him the story.
Yeah, what happened was 1993, he organized the first
Listen.
Kathmandu Marathon, right? So the first two runners were given a special prize coming to London to race in the London Marathon. In the world, London Marathon and the New York Marathon are most popular and biggest, largest in terms of participation, in terms of prize money.
Coverage also.
But to get into a London Marathon is like going after a wild goose chase. He had connection with the organizers. So he arranged two runners, free flight, free accommodation, free in his flat. Then he explained
he fed them.
everything.
Yeah, we fed them.
Yeah,
we fed
explained
them.
everything and then took them to the London starting point. So 50,000 elite in the front. He managed to put them in second, third row. So running finished, the two runners, they broke their own national record here.
यहाँको त
And they brought them back home and he asked, how did you find? How was the London Marathon? He said, no good, sir, no good. He said, why?
Why?
उसले भन्यो किन त्यो record त break गर्यो. You have broken the record, your
national
timing.
record break भएको छ नि.
And they said, London road is too soft.
Too soft. And the drink stations.
And then, sir, we saw a lot of tables. What are there? This is a drink station. They complete the marathon without drinking a cup of water.
Oh my God.
So,
Imagine with training,
Exactly.
if you train those people, they're going to get in the top 10, you know, with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Kenyans. With the Kenyans.
Kenyans,
They're
yeah.
good enough to do that, but they can't do it by themselves. They need help to do it.
Kenyans also are like really good runners.
They're
Marathon.
They're fantastic runners, but they have support. They have the sports companies. They have trainers. They have international.
Maybe they have
coaching.
like a body posture, like if you run like this, you'll be consuming more energy, kind of thing.
But they,
I don't
but they
know.
also they don't live in Kenya. The Kenyan runners are living in Miami.
Oh,
And
they're having the
living-
time of their life.
with the proper trainers.
Training,
So
yes.
they're with the proper people, and until Nepal can do that, it's very difficult. You know.
So, like when you like, there's a guy who can already win without training and stuff like that. So, what do you tell him like in the training? Like, what do you say to him? What kind of?
You have to look at the specific training. You don't just go and run.
Yeah.
You have to say, maybe in the morning you do a long run. In the afternoon you do what they call fartleks, sprint, run, sprint, jog. Next day, maybe weights, weight training.
Okay, there's a proper.
Yeah.
So we did,
maybe rest days. You know, these people, all they do is they go out and run.
and then these are all done by researchers, right? Like. Okay.
Yes, it's
Yes?
science. It's
Science, right?
And so that, you know, when we had the guy who Ramesh was saying, who was running the London Marathon, who was organising, a guy called David Bedford. He would run a marathon in the morning and a marathon in the afternoon, right? 5 days a week, right? And he became a fantastic 10,000 meter runner, not a marathon runner. He was the 10,000 meter runner. And at the time they thought that's fantastic, but they don't do that anymore. Training's changed.
Yeah. So why 10,000 meters? Why not like 10 kilometers?
That was his distance. He was the best in the world. He was, he was fantastic.
The problem here in Nepal is, as you said, we have got natural runners. But in terms of nutrition, medical support, psychological assessment, training support, and the facilities, right?
Yeah.
So I say, no diet, no fight, left or right,
Yeah.
right? For example, 1972 Olympics, Kshitiz Kc, he represented Nepal, went to Munich Olympic. In the trial, he came first. But in the actual marathon, after 1 week or so, he ran for 30 kilometers. He had his calf muscle strain.
Okay. Yeah.
He massaged himself. Then he went another couple of kilometers.
But
Again, his muscle went down.
Yeah.
So he had to give up.
Yeah.
Normally, you have a cramp muscle due to 2 reasons. Lack of warm-up, stretching exercise, and lack of nutrition.
Yeah.
So, but in Nepal, no diet, no fight. With 3 rupees per day, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why he came back, and then he had proper training. Then I was the first marathon runner out of Kathmandu Valley, 1973. Asian athletics selection held in Manila.
Okay.
So we were, I think, 10 runners. So Kshitiz qualified, Bhakta qualified, and Vaikunta qualified. So these 3, they went to Manila for the Asian track, first marathon.
Okay.
Kshitiz came 3rd, Bhakta came 4th, and Vaikunta came 5th. Since Kshitiz and Bhakta, they were from the army, they got promotion, they went to the army career.
Okay.
So Vaikunta, what happened was, being a civilian, so from 85, 87, I think 89, 3 times South Asian, he's got still the record in marathon.
Oh.
So Kshitiz, 1973, the first Nepali runner, Nepali sportsman in the history of Nepali sports to get the first medal. After nearly 52 years, last week,
Aye?
he was recognized by the new sports minister,
त्यो चाहिँ बवाल
Bablu Gupta.
हो भने त्यो बवाल होइन त?
After 52 years,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
he was given a very job in a sports council. He used to come in a bike, cycle that was also stolen. He's also some sick patient.
Yeah, I think
So the
Muttuko
government, the sport council do nothing.
No.
So
never
they have
cared.
found out, they gave him 2.5 million rupees.
Yeah.
After 52 years, he finally got recognized.
And before, not to speak ill of your government, but I speak ill of all governments.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I'm
And
not.
I like person who.
I'm not being biased against the Nepalese government, but they were sending more wives and children to the Olympics than athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Olympics comes, and there's all kinds of people going to the Olympics, but none of them are athletes. Yeah.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
that's just completely crazy. Because they need the experience. You know, you need to go to the Olympics when you're 17. So when you're 25, you win. But if you don't go at 17, when you get to 25, you're not going to win because you don't know what it is. And, you know, and until that has to change. It has to change. But
So yeah, in this like Nepal has like this. This is sporting high altitude sporting.
Exactly.
Event. Yeah. This category comes under which category? Like
that's what it is. It's high altitude sports.
high altitude
Yeah.
sports, right? So in this, Nepal does have a upper hand, right?
You are the top in the world. Nepal is the number one destination in the world for this kind of sport, and we will do everything we can to make that happen. So people can make money, businessmen make your money, bring people here, and the knock-on effect is by bringing athletes here, you bring knowledge here, and it trains the local runners, which what happened in the triathlon. We came with the triathlon, we brought bikes. And all of a
Mountain
sudden...
bikes, mountain bikes.
all of a
Prizes,
sudden,
prizes.
There's proper bikes in Nepal, and now you're starting to get mountain bikers who are world-class mountain bikers because we brought the bikes.
Yeah.
And with the runners, we just need to bring the trainers, the coaches, the knowledge, and nutrition. And nutrition as well, you know. But the nutrition is here. You know, I mean, I know we all joke about dal bhat, but dal bhat is probably the best thing to eat.
Exactly.
It probably is, you know, normally, but to run a race, dal bhat's what you want. You want to eat dal bhat, you know. It gives you everything for
Nothing can beat dal bhat, eh?
Nothing.
In fact, right after this shoot, we are going for dal bhat.
That's a very good idea. Was that my idea or your idea?
It's everybody's idea.
It's everyone's idea.
Exactly. Everybody's ready for dal bhat, you know. Like we wake up to eat dal bhat, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Should we have it now? Bring the dal bhat.
So like now, like in the coming up days, like you gonna continue the race?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'll go back tomorrow. I'm going to build a new website, and we're going to put our links out because we have links to runners for next year's race.
Yeah.
And we've already got the media, you know, through Jack Dai and these two Australian boys, and just keep going.
Yeah. So Jack Dai is going to be the spearhead of the media thing now.
Yeah, and he's going to be the new race director. He's taking over from me.
Oh.
And I'll help him. And Ramesh is still the technical director.
Of course.
Because no one can do it. You can't
Exactly.
do it
No one
without
can
him.
match up.
Yeah.
Hey?
When he's
cool.
90, I'll be pushing him in a wheelchair, and he'll still be going, no.
It's like turn by turn, you know. It's like he'll be pushing you in a wheelchair, and 5 minutes later he'll be
that's
tired.
it.
He'll and then you'll be pushing him.
Yeah, and then I'll be pushing Jack, you know.
So you've seen Jack since very
Yeah,
young,
I met Jack since he was 4 years boy in UK. That time he used to play beautiful violin.
Hey?
Best violin I've ever seen according to a child's age.
Okay.
Then
According
later
to
on,
child's
when
age,
he grew up, he went with the guitar.
Yeah.
Now he goes to guitar, he plays beautiful guitar.
yeah, guitar and Jitbir and him, they are doing a good.
Yeah,
rounds of-
they've got a concert coming up at the end of this
Grasslands.
month, haven't they?
So
Have you heard their set?
Yes.
End of the month.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Jitbir is like really unique voice.
Unique.
Yeah.
Such a nice boy as well, isn't
Yeah.
he? Such a nice boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jitbir has been Chilpi's fan since very early, you know, maybe like 4,000-5,000 subscribers.
Really.
So it's like really, so it's always a pleasure to meet him, you know.
You should get them in here singing.
Yeah, so he's like, we joke about it. So
Yeah.
so he'll be here. Jitbir will be here. When we had Jack, I think he was here, right? Jitbir आते नहीं ना Jack को गर्दाखेरि.
Yeah.
So, but Jitbir maybe didn't want to come here right in, you know.
Yeah.
And then we don't like to be pushed.
He's a little shy.
Yeah, he's kind of shy, you know.
Yeah. He won't be shy for long.
Yeah, and I think he has to be, Jitbir has to be recognized. He's really.
Yeah.
This thing, and Jack is also trying to bring that out, you know.
Yeah.
And Jack is also trying to help this thing, the tourism thing, and also, so like for people who don't know, like, you know, it's not a random thing. Like, it's a continuation of a legacy while creating your own legacy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so maybe Jack is a part of Zan's legacy, but Jack is creating his own legacy.
He's creating his own. I mean,
And Arthur is already there. One legacy is already there.
and he had to think, you know, because before I said to him, why don't you take the race on? Why don't you do it? He said, no, well, I'm doing my thing. And he was finding his way.
Yeah.
And then this year, when he saw the race, he went, yeah, I want to do that.
Exactly. That's a very special thing, you know. That's something you guys have created, you know, the thing. And this is really years and years of hardship, you know.
Yeah.
And every time you come back and do the rest, it's the same kind of hardship because it's not that we have already done this and it will be easy this year.
No.
Every year it's the same hardship, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
keep going, and then like you're 72 and you're like 57. So do the math, guys.
I think this race will be, give it 5 years to be the most famous race in the world.
And that will carry Nepal's name.
Yeah, yeah. And it's owned by Nepal.
Exactly.
Everything that we do is owned by Nepal. We don't own it. We've never owned it. We have no
Exactly.
interest. And we don't sell it.
Exactly.
And people come here, they come to us and say, okay, yeah, we'll do this. And no.
Let's make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make money if you want to make money.
But let's not involve-
don't
yeah.
interfere with the race.
Exactly.
Because with all of these races, the word is integrity.
Exactly.
Right? If the race isn't real, if it isn't truthful, then the runners know. And if the runners know it's not a real race, you have nothing.
They will never try that last stretch, you know.
They'll know. There'll be nothing.
Because as you said, it's from here. So the last mile, maybe they want to give up.
Yeah.
If the race is real, they will not give up.
No, they won't give up.
If they know the race is not
and
real,
if they have to give up, they come back the next year.
prepared.
Because it's real.
Real,
And if it was
yeah.
pretend, if it was just a photo opportunity, they won't come.
Because you might die.
Yeah, yeah,
There is a possibility of death, yeah?
yeah. Please no.
But yeah, please know. But because there's a training involved and there's a lot of medics and all the
Yeah.
emergency procedures you guys have run through.
Yeah,
There's a lot of planning behind it.
Yeah, you're taking a risk.
So it's like a long thing for planning, and then the execution day is very short.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, it takes a year to
Yeah,
plan
exactly, and
and
then-
12 hours to run. Yeah,
Yeah, for you guys, that 12 hours like just passes by.
yeah, yeah. It's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're at the finishing line and you're looking at your watch and going, okay, 5 people to come. Okay, 4 people to come. And not until the last person comes over that line do you go, oh,
God.
it's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite hard pressure.
Mentally and then
Mentally, I exhausted.
exhausting, mentally. when you-
Mentally.
Yeah. Where is he? Where is he?
Because there's a constant fear of that, no?
Yeah.
Also, when
Always.
the runners they are lost, I have to track them from checkpoint to checkpoint.
Checkpoint, yes, and then you have to be running around.
Yeah, then we have to find them. Because if you're running and you're in the middle of the night and you fall down, it's very dangerous because they lose heat. And so you need, it's difficult.
So for the night time,
Lamps.
Lamps.
Yeah,
Headlamp. We tell the runners, especially the foreign runners, to have headlamp and bit of windproof jacket,
Yeah.
just in case, and carry some rupees, around 2,000 rupees.
okay.
Yeah.
Like if they were emergency, they have to stay in the lodge or take
Lodge,
some
yeah,
food,
okay.
right? Then we give them my and his number, Jack's number separately. They call us. So we are in the recovery vehicle, a recovery person on standby.
Yeah.
So for the racers, the idea is not to come first or like like how is it a competition kind of thing?
It
is.
It's for everything. Some people want to win.
Yeah.
Some people want to just place.
Yes.
Some people just want to finish. So some people, it's a personal challenge. And it doesn't matter who else is running. It's just them against themselves.
That's the biggest challenge you can
It's
take.
the biggest
Yeah,
challenge.
but for the Nepali runners, because we had 1 lakh rupees for the first prize, cash prize.
Oh.
Second, 50,000. Third, 25,000. Fourth, 15. Fifth, 10,000 rupees. So for Nepalese, also big trophies, medals, certificate. It's a big prestige for them.
Yeah.
To run 100 kilometer, come in the top 5. So a lot of money,
Oh, yeah.
cash,
Yeah.
cash prize.
No
so all they
tax.
were happy.
No tax.
No tax, only relax.
No tax and relax.
And that's the fact.
Some places they cut the tax,
Oh.
So far we have organized these 100K races, and also we have never cut a single penny.
No.
And this is all always for the charity, I guess, the events and the
Yeah. But our charity is Nepalese runners.
yeah.
That's our
Entry
charity.
free entry.
For the Nepalese
Also,
runners.
we provide them free dal bhat, masu, free accommodation, like that,
And the Australian guys also collected some money for the Nepalese
Yeah,
runners,
yeah,
right?
they did. Yeah.
They collect 300,000 rupees.
Okay.
And his good friend and Jack's good friend, 2,000 pound sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the runners.
Yeah. Just for the runners and for the race.
So I think now, like the new government is in here and then he has already taken an action. Like after 52 years, he was recognized, Jit Bahadur for the...
Yeah, the problem in Nepal is apply, no supply, not even reply. So that is why the reason why is whenever we go to the government, sports council, the municipality, apply, no supply, no reply. And it's the bureaucratic. They say, come tomorrow, the boss is not here, blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of time.
Waste of time.
That is why we do our own resources. So he has spent more than 50 lakhs. I've spent more than 50 lakhs last 30 years from our own resources. So it's better. We have self-satisfaction.
Yeah.
Right?
And nobody messes with us.
Exactly, because your own thing, like
It's our way or goodbye.
exactly. That's the same thing with Chill Pill. When you we want brands, but when you involve brands, and then everything goes out of window.
Yeah. We had on our triathlon, we had was it the Minister of Tourism?
Minister, no, he was local development minister.
The local development minister.
CP Mainali. I had arranged him. We asked Prime Minister Manmohan Adhikari to BG.
Okay.
Madhav Nepal, Deputy Prime Minister.
Prime Minister Manmohan Adhikari is like, this is around 93?
95.
95.
So,
95,
95. For 9 months.
Oh,
BG.
9% the Buddha.
Then Madhav Nepal BG. Then he deputed CP Mainali.
Okay.
Local development minister. So we had a helicopter, free ride for the minister, his wife and daughter and bodyguard. So we put him in near our hotel, Rashtra Bank VIP guest house. I said, Mr. Respected Minister, he is your liaison officer, Binod Palikhe, my classmate, who was later on member secretary.
Okay.
So you just come 5 minutes. You have a breakfast, vehicle is there, just 5 minutes, Basundara Park.
Okay.
But he didn't turn up. He came 10 minutes late. But 8 o'clock start because swimming is first.
Exactly.
All the participants, they were swimming, warming up, and they can't stay
Exactly.
much
And
time
that's
in
a
water.
sports event. That has to be the right time.
It's 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
Right on time. So he missed the show. But luckily there was one inter-high school biathlon.
Okay.
1K running, 1K bike. So another. I said, okay, it was 9 o'clock. So he had the opportunity to start that.
Okay.
But the main event, he was late.
Who started, man?
We can't wait. It just,
Punctuality, nobody's responsibility. See, I briefed him, I guided him. Just 5 minutes before, didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Later I found out he was having breakfast with the Congress leaders.
There you go.
So he didn't come for breakfast, he come to open the event, international event.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Helicopter, transport sports. It was in the Australian triathlete, US triathlete, European triathlete, all our coverage, Front page.
All jokers.
So,
All jokers.
he missed the show,
All jokers, they've been put there.
After that, no politician.
No politicians after
Sports
that.
background or
Oh, you guys now knew.
Sidio.
or the DIG or the Major General or some different part or sportsman, reputed sportsman as a chief guest.
Yeah. Sportsmen turn up, don't they? Sportsmen are there on time.
I think like
They understand.
Ramesh Thai can be sports secretary.
Yeah, it'd be
Never.
fantastic.
Exactly.
If there was like a volunteer system, I wouldn't mind being the
Minister.
sports minister.
Yeah.
I have my vision, I have my
Yeah.
long-term plan,
Oi?
right?
He would put Nepal on the map. If he was sports minister,
Exactly.
we would be winning gold medals. Yeah.
Here is too much politics.
Yeah.
And too much politics and your life will be in threat, so please don't go.
Yeah, so that
we
is
are
why.
happy that Ramesh Thai is running around.
Running around,
Making people run.
doing the traffic.
Exactly. He also does the traffic. You look at
Yeah.
you look at
First time I brought my kids here, we arrived at the airport, right in the international airport. Ramesh was by the plane. He'd come through by the plane through
Oh.
security, everything.
Boy there.
Yeah. Takes our bags, takes us through immigration, puts us into a taxi. We get into a traffic jam outside the airport, and my kids are like this, looking at Ramesh, wide eyes. And Ramesh jumps out, puts his high vis on, gets his whistle out, and moves all the traffic, right? And gets back in the taxi, and we drive all the way through the traffic, right?
And then Zach and everybody's
and everyone's just looking at that. Is this the king?
who are you with you?
Yeah, doing something for the country last 25 years. I've been volunteering in the traffic. So one time also I stopped Girja, the Prime Minister. Was when it was 7 kilometers jam from Balku Chowk, Dhobi Ghar to until Swayambhu. He was coming out of his party office in Sanepa. So he had his assistant sub-inspector traffic blowing his siren. I said, please come here. Oh, he said, sir, how long? Maybe 10, 15 minutes. But since, there's plus and minus point about the Prime Minister, I put him another 15 minutes. 30 minutes, I stopped him.
Oh.
indirect punishment. So after 30 minutes, I opened the traffic, then he went, Some of my incident,
And then
my experience.
He had a delayed surgery, and then rest is history.
I told you he was a bad man, didn't I?
So you punished him in your own way.
Anyway, some of my experience.
So Ramesh, like now what next? The Gen Z movement and everything happened. So for the tourism, like what do you see?
Well, I think so far, it looks optimistic and positive.
Alright.
So if
People are like a lot of foreigners I see. I thought this season was over. I thought this season Bandipur is
That's
going
what I
to go dry,
thought,
and
yeah.
then everything's going to dry.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen like that. It was the reverse.
Yeah.
I saw 2014-13 Bandipur pre the earthquake time. That kind of flow.
Yeah.
It was like the peace after Maoist and before the earthquake.
Earthquake.
Really good run. We had a
Yeah.
really good run of
Yeah.
tourism thing. And this time we saw similar kind of flow in Bandipur.
Yeah.
Back 10 years.
Yeah.
We was happy. We all were happy.
the only thing I found out this couple of months, Indian tourism have gone bit down.
Yeah.
Because they are politically aware of what's happening here and there, so
yeah.
of the security. But the foreigners start slowly building up.
Exactly.
But I think they're watching the media.
Exactly.
They're watching TikTok and that with Jack Dai and
Jack is also has been on a very, putting this world forward that this is a safe place.
and he's encouraging other people. There's other Westerners
To
who
do
are
the
getting
same.
on there, so
Yeah.
that everyone's promoting Nepal.
So I also urge other people to help people like Jack, who's trying to help that, and then in a very good, genuine way. And plus, he's going to be the race director from this year
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah, so what I also advise, because normally his YouTube is in Nepali.
Yeah.
So what I told from mid-October, do some part in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that the foreigners,
Yeah.
they will understand what he's trying to say, he's trying to put in the platform. So he has done also in English, so they will understand the system.
Yeah.
He's been very positive, explaining. Down to normal, it's only a few days, that was a big problem. Village area, please come, you are invited, no problem, here and there. He has been propagating, he's been advertising on that point of view.
He did some 42 kilometers in a day.
Yeah, yeah.
And then your son is also not normal, man.
No, he's not normal.
Yeah?
He's
They
like
are
his
lost
mum.
around-
He takes after his mum.
Yeah?
Yeah, his mum's an ultra runner.
But his
And she's
face
crazy.
is exactly like yours. Like when I saw that your website and your photo turned up,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these guys are same.
Yeah, yeah.
You can tell him about that Eastbourne when you're walking by the coast, by the beach
Which, how do you mean?
in Eastbourne. That when they saw,
yeah. I'm in Eastbourne. This was about 3 months ago. I'm in Eastbourne. I'm walking down by the beach. There's a party on the beach, and it's Nepali music.
Oh,
right? I'm going. That's Nepali music, and there's some girls behind me laughing, and one of them says, "Excuse me." I went, "Yeah." He said, "Are you Jack Dai?"
Oh,
And I went, "No, he's my son." And I showed him on my phone. But in Eastbourne, they know the Nepalis know Jack Dai.
Jack Dai is I
Crazy.
saw Jack Dai is in Pokhara, everybody knows Jack Dai.
Everyone. You can't walk with him.
Exactly. But
You
you
walk
No,
with
for
him,
example,
everyone.
when we started the race on the 8th November, 6 o'clock, then we were in the same vehicle following the top runners. Then we went to Birinthati, like the base, controlling the race. And as Birinthati is junction to go to Ghar by jeep and to Gandrung, peak season, right? Taxi driver, jeep driver, bus, they stopped. And Jack was there, waiting, helping us. Oh, Jack Dai, namaste. Yes, sir. Sanjay, sir. Every drivers
Everyone.
asking Jack
Everybody
Dai. So, he's been quite popular.
Yeah. Because he has stayed here, he's also fell in love with this place. He couldn't
Yeah.
he couldn't leave
lives
this
here
place.
Yeah, that's why he
won't
married
leave. He won't
Limoni.
leave now.
Exactly. He tried everything everywhere else.
Yeah. Nepal tried everything to get rid of him. But he's staying. Yeah. He's staying forever.
Exactly. So that's good about it, And then
But he's positive. The thing with Jack is he's very positive and very generous.
Yes.
So he's not a businessman the same way that
Yes.
he's not interested in that. He's interested in like me and Ramesh. He's learned,
and
do
to be
do
doing
something
around,
positive.
Just imagine, just to promote that thing, he was he could do anything. He can, for content, you can do anything, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe he can swim around the lakeside, make a stupid content, maybe
Yeah.
make faces. People will look
Yeah.
at it. He will earn money, but
He'll
he
make a
doesn't
lot
do
of
that.
money. He
He'll
can make a lot
of
of
money
money.
doing
Yeah.
all the stupid kind of bullshit,
Yeah.
but he doesn't choose that.
No.
He has a family. He has a family to feed. Yet
Yeah.
he stays. He does like, okay, let's promote this thing. Let's walk 42 kilometers. Why? For why? For whom? You know?
It's like when the Gen Z were rioting and causing problems. Many people were going and making TikTok videos to make money, but Jack went no.
I called Jack. I
Yeah.
said, like, this is a good content, Jack. Let's make it. And then he said, okay. So I was already there 8:30,
Yeah.
and then I didn't call Jack. I don't know why I didn't call Jack, because like regularly, generally, when we make a plan, you call, right?
Yeah.
Like that day I didn't call. I thought, I don't know why I didn't call. And Jack at the same time had a feeling, okay, this is not my war.
It's not, and it's not good.
It's not good to make,
because
yeah.
it sends the wrong message to the
Exactly.
world that there's a riot and people are dying.
And before season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just before
Exactly,
season.
season.
Exactly.
So some people make a lot of money, but they
But
do damage to Nepal.
yes, yes.
And he was going, no, I'm not. This is not what I'm doing. I'm doing helping Nepal.
And that's what I
and
like
it
about
was,
Jack.
it was right. He was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the right decision.
And then, and I also told him that, okay, going viral and then an organic growth is a very important thing.
Yeah.
So take it as a job so
Yeah.
that this stays with you 25
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
You know, we do it with love, but do it as a job so that it stays with you for 25 years.
Exactly.
Don't try to make a quick thing or
No,
you're
it's
never.
the worst thing. You know, easy in, easy out.
Easy out, yes.
Yeah.
I know.
You have a rhyme for that one.
I was thinking the same. I was thinking
He
the
has a rhyme
same.
for everything.
White flowered red rose. White flowered red rose. Easy comes, easy goes.
हो नि होइन त ल है easy comes easy goes है like हो नि एकदम truly said that. So now any new races, new routes we talk about one,
Well, obviously this is the 100K is
the new one.
Is the new one, but I've got a crazy idea, and I've told Ramesh this, right? And I've told a few people this idea, and it is a very crazy idea, but I think it's a very good idea because it's never been done before. It's a monsoon marathon
Okay.
where you run a marathon in the monsoon when it's pouring with rain. And you don't do it in the mountain. Look at him laughing at me,
No,
right?
it's okay.
He's laughing at me. And you run on the road in Pokhara Valley and just pouring with rain. And you do it. So it's off season. It's cheap. Flights are cheap.
Yeah.
Hotels are cheap. Restaurants are cheap. It brings tourists at a
During
good
the
time.
downtime.
In the downtime. And there's nowhere else in the world that they do it. It's a crazy idea, but I think it's a very good idea. You still think it's a crazy idea?
Yeah, I think it's a crazy idea because in monsoon time,
Exactly what
the Nepalese, they are doing bit of farming here and there, go to village, so difficult for Nepalese runners.
logistically.
But
to-
I mean, logistically also during rain time, it's quite risky.
maybe from one family, one guy will come for the race, so that really doesn't harm that farming thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. It's only one day.
One day, so
In fact, it's only a marathon. It's only for 3 or 4 hours.
yeah. And those guys, they
Could
don't
do
even
ploughing in the morning, yeah.
exactly.
Do the race and then planting in the afternoon, yeah.
है गाह्रो life Nepalको, really hard life here. You know, the mountains.
Yeah.
It's really tough terrain. You know, Nepal has a tough
That's
terrain.
why in Nepali, there is a saying, in Nepal, because to get jobs, you need the connection here and there, right? नेपालमा थाहा भएको मेरो एउटा उखान छ मनसुन बिना खेती हुँदैन मनसुन बिना खेती हुँदैन मनसुन बिना काम हुँदैन
हो नि नेपालमा है अब त्यो चेन्ज हुन्छ होला that's going to change
What I'm
now,
saying,
I
without
guess.
monsoon, there is no cultivation.
No.
Without monsoon is recommendation, there is no job.
No.
Without
Monsoon,
lobbying.
monsoon, you know, that's just rhyming.
Yeah.
So everybody busy in monsoon, you know. See?
है so yeah, so we have this edge in this. I don't- So where to like knock the door? You know, like how to start this thing? Then maybe let people know that you know the possibility of the guys winning gold at Olympics. You know, sounds a kind of a dream.
Okay, Jan, you ever say?
Well, I mean, how we've always done it is we've taken runners to races. But what it needs is more than that. And it's very difficult. You have in Nepal, we always look at outside sponsors. Everyone looks at Nike and Solomon, they
No.
sponsored us, and you know all these external sponsors. But in Nepal has some very rich people,
Yeah.
and some very rich
Good corporations, yeah.
corporations, and it's like even Indian Oil is the number one importer here, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yes.
Number one company. You have the Jeep companies,
Yes.
which we need to do our logistics.
Yeah, Toyotas are there.
Yeah, and so, and you have the other big thing you have here is you have importers, massive importers, who are bringing stuff in from India and Hong Kong.
All over the place.
Yeah,
So.
and they have money, and what they need to do is invest the money in Nepal. And the way to do it is to invest it in runners. If you invest it in these runners, they're going to go onto the international stage, and you're going to be part of a gold medal. And it's not just some policeman running in the London Marathon. If he wins the London Marathon, and I believe Nepal can win the marathon. I believe that the talent is here to do it, but it can't do it by itself.
Exactly.
You know, the Kenyan runners, they are supported, and when they're little kids, they run just like in Nepal. But as soon as they get to a stage where they can be good, there's money
Coming in.
The government supports it, the sponsors support it, all the sports companies support it because they know it's advertising.
Exactly.
In the end, a long time ago, when we first started that Everest marathon, I asked Richard Branson and Virgin Group, can you sponsor our event, right? And I got a letter saying, come to my office and we'll talk about it. So I thought, he's going to sponsor us. He's going to sponsor us. He's written to me. So nobody else had written. And so we went to his office and he wasn't there, but his second in command was there. And he said, come in. And we were sitting down and we're thinking he's going to write a check. Right? And he said, first, we're not going to sponsor you. That's the. And I went,
then
why the hell have you brought us here if you're not going to sponsor us? He said, you've got a really good idea here, but you haven't got a clue how to raise the money for it, right? Which was right. And I said, well, okay, so how do we raise the money? He said, the first thing, stop thinking about sponsorship. There is no sponsorship. Don't think about sponsorship. Think about advertising. And if you can make an event that's going to be on the television and in the magazines and on the radio, then that is valuable. It's worth more than the advertising. I'll give you an example. When we were on Trans World Sport and there was
1.2 billion,
1.2
150 countries,
billion people watching it, if you wanted to sell that advertising, you'd become a millionaire.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's what the companies and Nike go, hang on a second, we can spend 10 million on this television station doing an advert, but if we back this race for 1 million, they didn't, but if they did, that would be £100 million worth of advertising.
For a long time.
Yeah, and so that's what it's about. And what the Nepalese businesses have got to understand is that this is the best advertising you'll get.
Exactly. This is a very right time also because...
Okay, to add on, Jan, first of all, our sports ministers, because being political, they are not the right man, right place. So, as you said, we have the potential. For example, if you do a long-term plan, Nepalese are very good hill runners, road runners, but not short sprint, like Jamaica.
Yeah.
As you said, why Kenyan, they still got the marathon record, a very good 5,000 and 10,000. In 200 years back, in Kenya, they had the British-American missionary establishing school up in the hills. So a lot of the poor children, they give free education, run from village to the school. Right? So that is why up in the high altitude. Right? So they had the talent. So slowly, they start getting good results. So that's how still today, as you said, Nike, Adidas, like Usain Bolt, the 3 times Olympic 100, 200, 4x100 champion, was sponsored by Puma. Okay, that's a different story. Coming back to Nepal, if I were the sports minister, I would form a special committee with technical and get selected around 15 to 20 boys, either based in Lukla or based in Mustang, Lower Mustang. So there they give high altitude running training, and plus medical support, psychological support, nutrition, doctors. Okay, they can allocate some sort of budget. But if we try 100, 200 meter, 5,000, no. It's going like after a wild goose chase.
Yeah.
But marathon and above that, because now trail...
And even maybe 10,000 meters.
No, sorry, I'm going against you because 10,000 is going around the track.
Oh, okay.
We are not good at going round and round, But we are going in either road or up the hill, down the hill.
yeah.
Like the old most popular is the UTMB, Ultra Trail Mont Blanc, France, Italy, and Switzerland, somewhere there, But we don't have the sufficient backup, okay? So if the government forms a high altitude training center anywhere up in the mountains, supported by medical, technical means proper coaches. So we can hire through the embassies. Like if I were the sports minister, football, athletes, right? I would request a British embassy, right? If hockey, Indian embassy,
Yes.
right? If boxing, okay, go to Russia or go to Cuba or whatever.
Yeah.
So we bring foreign coaches like Graham Roberts, Premier League player, England national player. He was here for 2 years. He really had a very good discipline, good experience, okay, and brought the Nepalese team a bit up, So that is why to have good Nepalese runners to get medals, we need this backup. But our sports minister, who is responsible for the development, promotion of the sports, they don't have this idea, see.
Yeah.
And other thing is, okay, you said we have a rich businessman here and there, but our income tax laws does not permit whatever money they sponsor to put in the expenditure.
Oh, is that right?
That is why.
So there's no tax break.
Exactly.
No,
That's
that is why.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
India, multi-billion sponsorship. You look at the cricket.
Why?
You look at the hockey.
That's a tax deductible.
Anything.
Tax write-off.
Because India was under the British colony, they follow the taxation,
Right.
income tax,
Right.
whatever, under the British system.
Yeah.
But here, you sponsor, but there is no tax deductible. See,
Right.
that is why I go to a beer company, they won't give me a cash. They only say, take beer.
Beer, yeah.
For them, beer is cheaper. I go to a Coke, okay, very difficult. So they said, you take Coke.
Yeah.
These are the things,
Yeah.
So this is the main problem. And
Policy level, ma'am.
when Balbahadur Kc was the first sports minister, 1995, I was then the central vice president. We organized one Golden Jubilee International Badminton Tournament. So I was beside him, and beside him on the right side was the president. I said, see, the Himalayan Brewery, Iceberg beer, right? They are giving us 5 lakh sponsorship. That's why we're having this. You are the cabinet minister. Can you please go through the cabinet, excusing to put in the income tax? He said, by also, it will be. But it never became.
No.
So this is the problem. The business house, they won't give money, see. If they give very few. Take the
But
products.
see, the other thing is, if you have a tax system like that, those companies are not declaring their tax in Nepal. They'll declare their tax outside of Nepal, so they don't pay tax at all. So it's crazy.
Now, again, yes, our country is small. There is double standards.
Yeah.
They give one false bill and to just make up the stories. They give some bad bill just to show the tax man.
Yeah.
Also, the tax man is too much relaxed man. Tea money. They ask tea money.
Tax
It's
man
all
is relaxed
setting. So that is why our country is poor, but the people are rich. See. In UK, Europe, America, everybody files the tax return.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tax benefit.
Yeah.
Medical support, education support, disabled support, all this.
Yeah.
Old age, unemployment benefit. But in Nepal, it's very, very difficult.
Logically, also, it is an expense for the company. If you sponsor somebody, it's an expense. So that has to be deductible so that it doesn't affect your bottom line.
But then they can deduct it as advertising. Is one thing. So they, that is a business expense. They could actually say, all right, we'll sponsor this as advertising.
Yeah. Again, you're saying is okay in theory. In practical, they put print media, right? And also go in the television media. They are more into that,
Right.
rather than sponsoring the sports.
Yeah. But
I
it's
think-
better if they support. If they'd supported the sports, they'd get better run for their money. Because you put an advert on television, hey, buy my shoes. Yeah, you're either going to buy the shoes or you're not going to buy the shoes. But if you see a runner with those shoes on,
You might-
winning the race, you go, I think I'm going to get some of those shoes.
Yeah, that's a winner shoes.
And it's a winner's shoes. and it's much better advertised.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you are absolutely correct. Practically, this doesn't work here.
So why this opposite thing is at play? Let's say like, why this strategy is exactly the opposite of what it should be. Like rather than sponsorship money coming in, they are making a policy that stops us from sponsorship money so that the sports doesn't grow.
Yeah, because
Maybe-
I don't think that they're thinking about it. I think that the problem is that in terms of sport, Nepal is still very young, even with the running. We've been doing running here now for
30 years.
30 years. That's not very long. In England, they've been running for 200 years. Okay.
Yeah, they've been
So-
conquering all the countries.
They were doing all kinds of things, and they've been, the Olympics is 100 years
Yeah.
old, isn't it?
Yeah, 100
You
plus,
know?
yeah.
So it started in Paris,
Yeah.
isn't it? So it's more than 100. It's
Yeah.
more than 100.
Yeah.
So they understand
A lot of things.
a lot of things, and I think the other thing is that the people in Nepal work hard. Yeah, it's not.
Daily
Work hard,
life
they
is a-
deserve also, see.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But-
from the
but-
politics point of view, it's difficult.
But it's difficult giving your spare time to a cause. It's easy for me. I've retired. I can spend all my time on a cause. Yeah, and you never bloody stop anyway, right?
Exactly.
So even if he's doing 5 different things, he still will be able to find another way to help because he's crazy.
His energy is
It's
unmatched.
It's unmatched, and there's something wrong with Ramesh.
Yeah, like we could see that in Butterfly. No, as soon as he came, there was a kind of energy, kind of, yeah,
Like
so-
a whirlwind.
Yeah, and then he
High voltage, high
he-
voltage.
High voltage.
Yeah, he came, he said everything, played guitar, and then
That's it.
yeah,
Buffalo
sang
chilies. It's buffalo chilies. It's his medicine. But
Buffalo chili.
It-
Oh,
Dalle.
Dalle.
Dalle khorsaani.
Hey, oh.
I eat
Hey, oh.
dalle khorsaani.
yeah, but the average Nepali, he has to support his family, has to work, and like you say, monsoon, the work doesn't stop, and so it's difficult for them to have the time to be pushing politicians, and you have a political system here where people are born into that system. They're not really voted in, are they?
No.
And
They're made like everything's planned, and then
if your job as a politician depended on people voting for you, you behave in a very
a
different
very
way.
good way.
Yeah, it's a very different way because you think if I don't do this, I've lost my job. But now since I've been here, politicians are here and they're here. And they're here.
Just imagine like one simple example, like might be a very I don't know, like, but let's say we in Nepal we had exactly the same gun culture law in Nepal as in America.
Right.
You could just go to Barbatan and buy a gun. Imagine. Just imagine then the Oda Adhyaksha, the guy, the politician, they would be doing good work, I guess.
Yeah, I think they would.
Yes,
yeah,
everybody would be doing their.
I think it would concentrate their mind
Exactly,
a little bit.
because if the gun law was very, like somewhere I read that the gun law is the cornerstone of political liberation.
Yeah.
If it's tight,
But
there's
it's
no-
not what you want.
Exactly.
You don't want guns.
We don't want that. We saw that in those 2 days, right?
Yeah.
But what I would suggest is, we have seen the Rana regime 104 years. It was
Yeah.
toppled, right?
Yeah.
The panchayat system 30 odd years. Then came the democracy, right? So it's all the prime ministers are made from the party.
Exactly.
There is no directly elected prime minister. So they are all affiliated to the party system from the ward chairman to the prime minister.
Yeah.
So where is the development? So corruption is the main seed, main problem. If we have a directed elected, let's say president or prime minister, so he's got no interference, right, in the mechanism. So he elects, he's like a technocrat. Then now we have a technocracy government specialized in different fields. That's what we need. Like after World War II,
Commando
Emperor
teams.
Hirohito, he brought engineers, doctors, medical experts, planners. So come, let's develop. Let's throw the samurai, let's throw the weapon. 10 years, no political party. This is what we need in Nepal, see. But there is no directly elected president or prime minister.
It's a problem.
So that is why, right, if there is, then they are attracted to more to the party system that nominates the president or nominates the prime minister.
Yeah.
Because they have the money. They can go to the corruption.
Yeah.
But directly elected prime minister, he has no obligation to the party, like the current one.
Yeah.
mostly they are not affiliated to any party. That's why things are moving very fast.
Yeah.
So this is what we need. So if we have a sports minister, right, individual, impartial, then he will have the vision.
Yeah.
He has no obligation behind for the party. See.
Yeah.
We just saw an example like a few weeks back, somebody like recognized after 52 years.
Yes,
even,
this
like,
was the case, the first medalist,
Yeah,
1973.
first medalist, and
2 years,
that's not
too
something
long.
like for emotional thing. That was very logical,
Yeah.
A guy who brought the first medal for
Yeah.
Nepal.
Whole
was-
history of Nepal, first
First.
sportsman to get medal.
Yeah.
There are so many people that has been unnoticed, but at least the first one should be. So
Yeah.
it's a very good start from the
It's a good
government.
start.
yeah.
A bit slow start.
Close
but a
start,
good
but
start.
and then for the business, like you since you started this thing, business wise also, businesses need to spend some money on Nepali runners, Nepali businesses.
Yeah.
But if
Not-
they have a tax relief,
Yeah.
then they will spend.
And then it's the right time also because we saw during those this 20 this Gen Z movement, people had resentment against the businesses, right? Particular businesses, and I think this is the right time for those businesses to get in touch with the people, public, and get the public sentiment.
But if the problem is, if your businesses are handcuffed,
Exactly.
then how can they operate? Because the businessmen are the same as you and me, right?
I think
they
but-
want to make money, they want to feed their kids, they want to send their kids to school, and they want to help, and they want to be part of Nepal. But if you handcuff them so that they can't make money and pay their taxes, it's difficult for them.
Those
you
big
know?
guys, those big corporations, those are the guys in in reality, they make the policy
Yeah.
because they have a lot of money and money moves.
Yeah.
Money makes decisions.
Yeah.
And then those are the ones who are controlling politicians. So they get a lot of money for the elections and the politician does exactly what the businessman tells him.
Yeah.
So this is a very right time for Nepalese businessmen to get that thing straight with the
I
public.
think you're right. It's a golden opportunity.
Exactly, it's because they have been doing it wrong, because they have been made to think that this is the right way.
Yeah.
But no, the businesses should be in direct link with the public.
Yeah.
Public should love that business.
Yeah.
Public should protect that
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And then the businessman can say that, oh yeah, we are Nepali businessmen because the public protects you.
Yeah.
They love you.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
But recent time, exactly opposite thing happened.
Yeah.
They went, they didn't loot anything. They just burn everything,
Yeah.
There were very few looters who did that, but people wanted to burn that,
Yeah.
People wanted to see that.
Yeah.
They had a long-waited, compiled resentment. So I think this is a very right time for businesses to be investing in sports, players, and then
Yeah.
those people who take our name abroad, like
Yeah.
Nepal, to identify, because we are losing our value in the world
Yeah.
slowly,
Yeah.
So maybe through sports.
And that's why,
tourism.
the sportsmen they say in their speech, Nepalese sports people are the jewels of the country.
Exactly.
Only in verbally. So when they go in foreign countries, they win, then only they declare the cash prize. That's also credit.
Yeah.
How can you give credit in the credit terms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should recognize, felicitate on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Within few days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Recently, they had in Pokhara a few years back the national games. For the winners, they gave rupees 25,000 check. There was cash after 9 months,
Wow.
Wow.
but only 25,000 rupees. These are some of the things.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's a demoralizing effect, See.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they spend 9 months not knowing whether they're
Yeah.
going to get the money.
And the one Prime Minister, Krishna Prasad Bhattarai, he promised, there was the South Asian Games in Kathmandu. All the gold medalists will get one landline,
Yeah.
will get one piece of land, and then will get, I think, a telephone.
Saf game 98.
1999.
99.
Yeah.
Saf 99.
So there were 31 gold medalists, right?
Taekwondo.
But including taekwondo, karate, football, and other athletics, right? But he resigned. He finished. He handed over until 4 or 5 years. Nothing. No telephone. No cash award. No land. Nothing.
That's crazy.
So the next year
This
we
was
had-
this happened. They promised the Prime Minister,
Yeah.
right? But it's not delivered.
No.
So where does the sports people go? That is why in the national
That makes it very difficult for us. Because when
Exactly.
we're saying, okay, first prize is 1 lakh,
1 lakh.
right? The athlete's thinking, yeah, but is it? Will they tax that? Will they pay that?
Or a check.
Is it for
there
real?
A check?
Is
Is
it
it
credit
real?
or credit?
And we've never ever cheated on the winning.
Because that's not the essence of the whole thing.
But because other people do,
Yeah.
it drags us down.
Like in
the same
Kathmandu
way.
marathon, 1994, 5 something. I think that was the second or third when he handed over. So the 3 army runners, they came first, second, third. One lady from Ladakh, India, came first in the ladies section. So they went to the ANZ Greenledge Bank, no money.
No.
She had to go, the lady had to go to Indian Embassy. Indian Embassy.
त्यतिखेर त स्ट्यान्डर्ड चार्टर्ड ग्रिनलेस थियो नि
ANZ Greenledge was
ANZ
first,
Greenledge थियो.
then Charter Bank they
Charter
bought
Bank
it.
पछि भयो.
So you see, they went with the check. First of all, it's a cash price, not a check price.
Yeah.
Cash price is you give cash inside the envelope. Or they have a dummy check for show, advertisement, then
And
they
then
have
give
a
the cash later
they
on.
have a cash in the envelope. But they gave a check price, no problem. Went to the bank, bounce.
Yeah.
So where do they stand? Right? And these 3
But
nibbles were
Grindley's Bank got the advertising.
Of course.
They had their advertising everywhere.
Because the thing
But then when it's your turn, nothing.
no money. So the lady went to Indian Embassy, interfere, blah, blah, blah. Within 2-3 days, then finally she got her cash
Yeah.
price.
But you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. You should,
It must be really tough for this thing to promote and get a support of the government because for the mainstream sports also they don't have any budget.
No.
And this is like
but we don't even really need
You
budget.
need, yeah.
What we need is support.
support.
We need the Ministry of Sports to go to these companies, help these
people. You guys need to help them.
Television,
Yes.
come and help. It's easy.
But again, back to square one. Ministry of Sports can say that. The Prime Minister can say that. But where is the tax relief?
Yeah.
The
This
main
is-
thing is
this
the tax relief.
relief.
खतरा रहेछ त्यो कुरा त यार.
Like in Europe, India, you donate 100 rupees, 1 pound, right? They give a receipt. You can
Receipt.
put in your tax deduction.
The accountant will do his
Yeah,
math.
in debit you put in the expense.
Yeah.
The government will recognize, but in Nepal, no.
त्यो त अति रहेछ त दाइ
That
यो
is
त
too
यार.
much. So I had spoken 1995, 30 years back, to the
It is-
Balbahadur Kc, first sports
Yeah.
minister. He was the first sports minister. After 2 weeks, Golden Jubilee badminton tournament, Japan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. I was beside him. I explained him. He said, "Bhaialcha, it will be no problem, no tension." But he never spoke
No.
until now. There is no tax relief.
No.
So where will the
कुरा
big company
I think
sponsor?
for, like if somebody like sent it this to Bablu Gupta brother because like I think this needs to change, man. Like you sponsor somebody, you need a tax deduction, man, because it's an expense, right?
Yeah. It is an advertising expense. It's a business expense. It's the same.
Yeah, and also when he said Bablu, I think he's doing a very good job. Last 30 years in the Birigans, they built a stadium incomplete. So he has allocated nearly 2 billion rupees to complete it.
हो भने
That one. And then he recognized after 52 years, Jitbahadur Kc with 2.5 million rupees. The scout building was captured, blah, blah, agreement that stupid minister, not to name, he didn't pay on a lot of money, right? So that was demolished. Okay, and the scout headquarters under his ministry. So other thing, you put a lot of transparency.
Yeah.
So anybody going out, because of the system, runners, they go out in foreign countries, they have to hide, stay illegal because in the country there is no opportunity.
Zan is like
In Nepal, chance.
this country is never gonna
Yeah. In Nepal, no chance, no dance, right? So that is why he's making very transparency. So he has done 7-8 works, very good, it's coming up slowly. But now the next sports minister will follow him or not. This is the
big
question. This is the question.
Yeah.
We need the continuity.
because we need an election in like next 4 months election which is not possible.
February.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And then the only thing possible in February is my birthday, so I'm going to celebrate it. That's for
You're
sure.
now 21.
Yeah. So I'm turning 22 this year.
21, going on 73.
73, yeah.
So these are the problems and I gave the solution. If the government is very serious,
त्यो tax
they
वाला
can.
चाहिँ यार.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
नेपालीमा भन्छ नि मैले भन्छु यो नेताहरू कृपा गरी तपाईँहरू भविष्यमा र अहिले पनि दुईवटा हुनु पर्यो एउटा इमान्दारिता अनेस्टी एउटा इच्छा शक्ति एउटा
Interest.
तपाईँको इमान्दारी छ इच्छा शक्ति छैन
छैन.
अनि कहाँ हुन्छ त काम
सही कुरा.
तपाईँको इच्छा शक्ति छ इमान्दारी छैन झन् यो कामै हुँदैन
त्यही त
हो सो टु मच भाषण नो अनुशासन ओन्ली प्रशासन
त्यही भने
त्यो नेटो भन्छ नि नर्थ एटलान्टिक ट्रिटी अर्गनाइजेसन बट हाम्रो देशमा इन आवर कन्ट्री नो एक्सन टक ओन्ली
है नेटो
No action, talk only.
अबको now I think now those whoever are coming they will be geared up
So
for
that is why
action.
I always say नेपालमा छ धेरै ज्याक्सन नेपालमा छ धेरै ज्याक्सन तर हाम्रो देशमा छैन एक्सन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि ब्याड रियाक्सन
Oh. Okay, na? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Too many Jackson, no action, bad
Too many
reaction.
Jackson.
So like now, let's slowly wrap up the thing now. So you need to take care of your health now. So that you need to do a lot of things. You've been doing it for Nepal for so long.
Yeah.
And maybe
I've got a couple of medical issues I've got to deal with when I get back.
yeah. So please do that because you need to push him off the wheel.
I don't need to push him.
Yeah.
I can't
I have to push him.
Yeah,
He pushes
exactly.
me.
When you're 90, right? So take care of your health and then come regular to Nepal. So
It's I mean, for me, it's a matter of handing it on and seeing a new generation take it on.
and then you have your grandchild here.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to Arthur is a very bright kid.
He's a very clever
very
kid.
Nice.
And maybe in the future he will take it.
Exactly. So that's why I'm talking about the legacy,
Yeah.
And so slowly and suddenly, again, the British are conquering the world.
Well, no, but I'm not a conqueror, and I never ever wanted this to be a British thing or a Western thing. I always have wanted this to be a Nepali thing.
Yes.
Always. From the very first second, I thought this belongs to Nepal, not to the West.
Exactly.
The West can come and take part. But
They can enjoy
and
then
enjoy it.
And while at it, maybe do something that benefits the people and the economy.
But it's for the esteem of the Nepalese people. It was for them. It's for so they own it. The one thing that if I was to make a criticism of Nepal is they don't realize how great they are. If Nepalis understood that Nepal is one of the greatest countries in the world and the people who live here are so fantastic, but the Nepalis don't seem to understand how good they are. And I really think that they are capable of so much. They just have to believe it. And then they will win anything.
Exactly. We are living in like half the means and we are double the happy.
Yeah.
And how does that add up?
Triple the happy, quadruple the happy.
Exactly.
Nepal, when you come to Nepal, is such a happy place. You go to other countries in the world, they might be very beautiful, but the vibe here, you cannot buy that.
Exactly.
You cannot put your hand in and I'll have some of that. You can't.
No. Can I have your vibe? Like
exactly like that.
You seem to be in a very good vibe. Like, can I buy some of those? No.
Can I have a half a kilo?
Exactly.
No. Can you sponsor your vibe?
Exactly. Which
sponsor
a vibe? Which strain is this vibe? I want that strain. It's not like that, yeah. So people are happier, and I think foreigners they do come. We had this conversation in our earlier episode that I think like people do come to see that why people are happier because they are like it's tough life. It's logistically tough. Point A to point B in Nepal anywhere is tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, and then everything is tough. We're living in half the means. Still look at the people.
Yeah.
So there was one, the thing, earthquake happened, and then everything is destroyed. Her house is destroyed. There's nothing left of it.
No.
And there's like foreign reporters, and she's asking, "Do you want some tea?"
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want some
That
tea?
is right.
That's the way we
that
think.
That is Nepal.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
She has nothing. Like
and
her
in the
house.
morning, she rebuilds her house.
Exactly.
Yeah. She takes the wood. You see that photograph?
Yeah.
The man, his house is destroyed.
Yeah.
He takes all the wood and puts it there. And the next day, he builds a new house with that wood. Yeah, it's fantastic.
चिया खाने घर छैन क्या
त्यही त
केही छैन घर भत्किया छ भुइँचालोले वाइल्ड छ दाइ होइन तपाईँ मान्छे आएको चिया खानुहुन्छ टाइपको क्या अब त्यो हो नि त
नेपालको एउटा पना
त्यो क्या
नेपाली spirit.
You can never buy that. You can do. त्यो चाहिँ नि I am really proud of that feeling हुन्छ and that's a genuine feeling. It's not because
Very
that we
organic.
want to become
Very
nice.
organic. Yeah.
It's not because we want to be nice. Because I don't know, man. It just
Come
comes
from nature.
naturally from I don't know.
Yeah,
above.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to do that, it wouldn't be genuine.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't be happy.
Exactly.
So if you pretend you're happy and show a happy face, that's not happy.
Exactly.
You know?
You need to feel that, and as
Yeah.
like you now, I don't think you as a foreigner. You are Nepali, man. Like
I know.
And Jack, when Jack speaks English, it's very odd to listen.
No, when Jack speaks English, I don't understand it because he speaks with a Nepali accent.
Yeah.
And he speaks like a Nepali speaking English.
So I heard Jack speak English with him, and I'm like, why the Jack is speaking English? This the way so I know, like not shooting. So yeah, I'm like very glad that you brought Jack in Nepal, and we have a good time. Whenever Jack comes here, we play a game, and I beat his ass. And in FIFA, and, you know. So only time when a Nepali can beat a British-born guy. He's a Nepali man, Jack. So he's in FIFA. So we have a good time, man. Thanks a lot for bringing Jack to Nepal, and thanks a lot for starting that thing. I'm in a tourism field, you know. I have a cafe in Bandipur, so maybe somehow the things that you did helped me do that. You understand that? Yeah. The effect, you know. Like maybe 30 years down the time, you start small thing, and then 30 years down the line, it becomes a big, massive. Like helping everybody, and like me, a lot of people.
I think some of it also is that when we started these races, we knew it was a different kind of tourism, and it was a better tourism because it was more money. And because when we first came here, it was cheap tourism, people with backpacks and going as cheaply as they
possible,
can. But we knew that sports tourism is high tourism.
Exactly.
And people come, they want to spend money. So you upgrade your hotels.
Everything, the kind of equipment that comes inside the country.
Because it's a better tourism. And I think, you know, we can complain about the Jeep tracks, which is easy to complain about the Jeep tracks, but the Jeep tracks will bring another kind of tourism.
Exactly.
Which that cable car won't bring.
Exactly.
That cable car is a complete waste of time and money because the Jeep is going to get you to Muktinath much better, much easier.
With a lot of experiences on the way.
Oh, exactly.
With meeting a lot of new people.
And the people will pay the money to do that.
Exactly. You travel like 14,000 miles, and then maybe you want to smell something new in your life. So maybe you travel the road, you become in a hotel. It's a new kind of smell, new spices.
Yeah.
Something your brain is first time. So that's a good experience.
And I think that the cable car mentality is the hot dog mentality, where Americans come here and they go in a cable car and eat a hot dog.
Exactly. That's the worst.
Stay at home.
Yeah.
Stay at home. It's better, right?
Oh, yeah,
and it's not against Americans. I love Americans, right? Not all of them. I don't like their president at the moment. But Americans are great people. You know, as great as everybody else, and
great inventors,
and welcome to Nepal. We want Americans in Nepal. We want Canadians, Americans, Europeans, but not in cable cars eating hot dogs.
Exactly.
You go in the Jeep and you eat dalbat because the dalbat is fantastic.
And then try to understand how the economy or how the thing is working there. You know. The tourism in Alaska might be a different kind of thing.
It is
because
different.
it's different, and you can do a different kind of thing there. You can do the whole Alaska tour in a cable car, do everything possible there. Nepal is a different kind of thing. So if you want to bring that tourism, you have to think about how. So not every hill needs a cable car.
No.
Not every destination needs a cable car.
And the cable car mentality came from skiing.
Yeah.
Nepal is not the place to go skiing unless you are really crazy and you want to kill yourself, right?
Yeah.
It's not a skiing resort.
The snow starts from a very high altitude in Nepal. That's the problem, I guess, right?
And crevasses and
rocks and really tough thing. You don't have this like gradient angle thing and then a proper,
it's crazy.
And we need cable car to go up, like in Switzerland Alps, they have cable car. But in Everest area or in the Annapurna area, how can cable car go to the mountain?
And it's because of it's very far away from the equator, so that low altitude also gets snow. But here, for snow, you really need to go high altitude, and then skiing, it's kind
it's
of
wrong.
Even Zan Turner doesn't think about it. That's that crazy.
Yeah, it's that crazy. I wouldn't
that
think
crazy,
about
man.
it. Yeah.
Even he will not say, "Oh, that's crazy."
I'm still waiting for the first time they put a jet ski on that Fewer Lake. And when they do, I'm coming with a harpoon gun and I'm going to harpoon it.
No jet ski never. I think the waves and the small areas.
No, pollution.
Pollution, yeah.
We never want that. But there'll be someone somewhere
Yeah.
who thinks that's a good idea, and it's a bad idea.
I think we have to go back to nature, you know, if we need to survive and do the thing. We need to go back to nature, save that, you know. If we just talked, if a river dries, it will require 5,000 years for the...
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be there.
No.
Next 100 years, nobody's going to be here.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room.
Yeah. Protect Nepal. Protect
Not
this
in this
nature.
room, this area, this country, man, 100 years.
No forest, no rivers, no lakes.
So you can always with this thing, that thing, you know, like do this and that. But with nature, you can never...
No.
You know, never, you can never...
Yeah.
So that's under not our control. Economy is in our control.
Yeah.
We can always print money, maybe find new goals, maybe do the digging, do everything else, make bridges, do everything. But you can never build a river or never build an ecosystem. It requires a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then, so maybe we stop destroying that. You know, that's the most important thing. And so my vote now, going forward, will always be to people or politics or who does politics, who is very keen on environment and culture.
Yeah.
That's those two things.
And we've always been that. We've always thought, you know, look after the environment, you know, look after natural resources. And there's one story about the Nike. When Nike came here, right, they sponsored a lot of money. They gave us a lot of money for helicopters and Ian Botham and you know, we had a fantastic race. But I was watching the film with the Nike directors in London. We were in a studio and we were watching the film of the race. And the director of Nike turned to me and said, Jan, we've spent a lot of money on this race and I see no Nike branding anywhere.
No banners.
No banners, nothing. And just as he said it, the helicopter went up over the top of this roof in Sarangkot. And it had Nike painted on it.
Rooftop.
On the rooftop, but nobody can see it except the helicopter. So the beautiful view is not spoiled with Nike written on it. It's on top of the roof. And he was so happy because environmentally, we hadn't damaged the environment. But we fulfilled his requirement. And we've always been like that. We've
Around
always
10 by 20, old Nike on a rooftop. It was a tin roof. That's right. So also protected from rusting with the painting, you know.
Yeah.
So also the rooftop was being preserved.
Yeah.
And finally, when the helicopter went, when Slide saw, he was shocked.
Yeah. Because like for advertisement, a lot of people will see that, but a lot of people will see through television, right? So and then if the cameras and the angle catch it,
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
That's why in like motor races also the famous corners always get the most.
So
Because
that's
the
why I
camera is
also
always there.
I had requested Captain Pasang Lama.
Okay.
Sir, Pasang Sir about the pilot. When you go up to Sarangkot, please, sir, we have a big Nike ad. Can you please slow down your speed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Two reasons. Number one, for the cameraman, be bit easy to get the shot footage, right? And be clear, you know.
Yeah.
If you go fast, then very short, you know, footage. So you went very slow. So cameraman was filming, nice, beautiful, immaculate Nike. That went all over the world. So.
And the next year they were back. Because we did such a good job, they came back. Yeah. Nike were good. They were a good company while they lasted.
But just as you said, like now we need Nepali companies. Nepali company was like, you know, like Nepalese organizations, big companies.
Take ownership.
Yeah, and then do it genuine, you know, make it real.
Yeah.
The change, make the change real, benefit real, so that public really understand or really help it, you know.
Yeah.
And they can also be, as a company, be proud.
Your best clients are the people who love you.
Exactly.
They're the best clients.
Exactly. So I think it's very high time for the organizations to think about that.
Yeah.
To counteract the resentment towards them, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like burning everything, you know.
And be very careful, I think, to go on the right programs. Don't go on chill pill. Bad mass program.
Yes.
Very, very bad.
So, thank you so much for your time, guys.
Great pleasure, bhai.
Ramesh bhai, ekdam khatra.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
And thank you for whatever you have done, you know. Maybe I'm in this, I'm able to do this tourism thing.
Next year you're running.
Let's see about that.
Running maybe
I need
100
to change
meter.
my friend circle now then.
Utsab bhai, if the race is 100 kilometer, you run 100 meter only.
100 meter only. I will start the race.
You need to change your address.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'll be at the finish line, you know.
Why not?
Yes. Okay.
I'll be at the finish line with the. Of course, there's a helicopter, right? So.
Of course.
With a can of beer, huh?
No, I don't drink the very. I'm a non-drinker. I'm a Brahmin.
Do you not drink?
No.
I don't drink.
Yeah. I don't drink. We don't smoke. We are very clean guys.
Yeah. Best way.
Best way, yeah. Best life.
Good health. That
Good
should
health.
be,
Running around.
Yeah.
You know, always.
fit and fine.
Yeah. And then maybe sometimes we lie.
Yeah. Sometimes maybe a little riceberg.
Yeah. Maybe some riceberg and some
Kodotizer.
kodotizer. I'll go for kodotizer. Right? Like riceberg. Nepal has some really good riceberg. Eh?
Beautiful.
So, Suzanne, take care of yourself because you need to come here a lot often. And
I'll
then
see you in the new year.
Yeah, New Year, yes.
Yeah.
So
Been a
please
real
come back.
pleasure.
We'll be waiting for you because we'll be around Jack and then
And
we'll bump
stay
into
in
each
touch.
other.
Stay in touch. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
There'll be a new website so everyone can see.
Send me
the
links
website.
and
I will do.
stuff like that. And Ramesh, तपाईँलाई त अब नेपालमै हुनुहुन्छ पोखरा आउने बित्तिकै I'll always give you a call.
Please,
एउटा,
every time, all time, you are welcome.
No, I know no matter what you are doing, if I give you a call, he'll be running around.
He will be there.
But the
like
problem
this.
is that if you are with him, you have to do some work, I guess. Yeah? You cannot just sit alone.
There's always a trade-off.
Exact. There's always a trade-off with this entertainment. Yeah?
Yeah, we can have meeting, seating, eating, kurako fitting.
होइन दाइ अहिले दामी हो नि बिहान टक्क त्यो बसबाट ओर्लिँदा मैले चिनिहालेँ दाइले यो नलाउनु भयो भने तपाईँ यु वुड हेभ वर्कड होइन मैले ल दाइ आयो है भन्ने टाइपको क्या विथ द्याट एनर्जी सो मेन्टेन दिस एनर्जी दाइ अनि मैले भनिहालेँ नि अघि भन्दाखेरि ताली दुइटा हात बज्छ एउटा ताली ज्यान हो भने अर्को हात चाहिँ हाम्रो रमेश दाइ द वान
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद हामीलाई एकदम खुसी लाग्यो तपाईँको प्रश्न उत्तर हामी सेयरिङ केयरिङ
हो नि
सो इट्स अ भेरी गुड
रमेश
इन्टरेक्सन
दाइले फेरि मेरो कमेडी दरबार पनि हेर्नु हुँदो रहेछ मलाई एकदम मन पर्दो रहेछ थ्याङ्क यू सो मच दाइ
पुरा कन्टिन्यू फलो तपाईँलाई सबै मैले कुरो भने नि हिस्ट्री
हो नि,
कमेडी दरबारको
हो नि।
अमेरिकामा पनि टाइम थियो सबै हेरेँ
Thank you so
पुरै
much. Thank you so much, Dai.
राम्रो
And then thank you so much for whatever you have done. And then
Thank you.
My regards to your family.
Thank you.
Jack, I've already met. Maybe the other siblings I would like to meet. You know.
Keep an eye on Jack.
Yeah, sure. And I always like try to tell like maybe make a community. You know. And then helping each other out.
Yeah, always.
So, always. So
Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote a book. You know Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilder. He wrote a book, and I read it about 2-3 months ago, and it's a really good book. And his book is called "Make Yourself Useful." And the book is about his life. How he makes himself useful to everybody.
Exactly.
Right? And it's such a brilliant mentality. Instead of thinking, well, is this mine? Is this for me? You use your talent and give your talent to people for them to use, and it always comes back.
Exactly. I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger is a change man, I think. So I thought...
Governor of
California. So I thought in that book, all that was written was, get to the chopper.
He's a very clever man. He's a very clever man.
If you want to get the story, get to the chopper. This is a very clever man, a man from Austria.
Yeah.
And then to the...
To world
California, and then politics, US politics, and everything.
Yeah.
And
Superb, man.
with that attitude, he's like, oh yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
But
I'll be back.
I have Arnold there. Terminator is becoming real, guys. Terminator is becoming real.
Yeah.
The AI thing is taking over. My God, we need to prepare for a war.
Yeah.
Yes, and digital war will always be won by non-digital things. So get your stones ready.
Get your stones ready.
Yeah, get our access stones ready, guys, because we won't be fighting this war digitally. Because we cannot fight them in their element. We have to bring them in our element so that it's their weakness.
That's right.
Yeah, it's always that. So, all right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, and then
great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
धेरै धन्यवाद चिलपिल जिन्दाबाद
Yeah, धेरै धन्यवाद चिलपिल जिन्दाबाद. Let's keep up the good work that we all are doing, and then thank you so much for doing it for Nepal and for the world, for the people, for the peace. And what else? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, Ramesh. Thank you so much for your time.
Great pleasure.
Great pleasure, Dai. That energy is very contagious. Dai'S energy.
Yeah.
And so see you in New Year, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes?
See you in the new year.
Let's see what...
Don't be late.
Yeah.
Don't be late. Yeah?
Nah, I'm always late, man. We all plan for dinner, breakfast, nothing happened, yeah? But now the lunch is happening.
Okay.
Dalwas said, don't be late.
Dal'S said, don't be late. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Look.